snacks.
What it do, snackers, snackettes, and snack X's? It is early Tuesday. On a Tuesday.
On a
Just a little.
Tuesday.
That's a little.
We got a lot to talk about, and that's why we're here early. So I want to start by thanking everybody for coming and hanging out and joining us for Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about all the things that are happening in pop culture. And today we're talking about the whole year. I mean, there's a little bit of news, but we're going to talk about the year because it's the end of the year. And so it's time to just have a little bit of a discussion about, things we liked and didn't like and how we felt about things and some of our favorite moments and all of that jazz. Listen, before we get started, I need to I have to have a brief, I need to explain something. So last Friday,
What up, Doctor Who?
I bit the back of my tongue.
The back of it.
Like the back of it. Like I saw stars. It was real.
Shit.
Doctor Who, what up?
Yeah, I'm here tonight. I'm here.
Guess who's early? On time.
Hey, Sam, just so you know, because you already doing it.
For the holiday.
I can't see none of the chat on my side.
I can see it, so I got it.
Yeah. Listen, bro. Christmas was good, right, fellas? Ty's asking.
Yeah.
Christmas was
Yeah,
cool.
it was good. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, it's swollen. So I keep rebiting it. And so now all of this is swollen, like my neck, my throat is swollen. I have an earache. It's terrible. And I'm like, I have a slight slur because it hurts. So I'm just giving you the heads up.
I can barely hear it.
I'm medicated, which I was afraid to do because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to feel it when I bite it again. But like, you know what we're gonna do. Such is life. All right, so yes. First and foremost, before we get into the news, and again, this is gonna be a longer show because what we're gonna be doing today is again going through all of our favorite moments and stuff like that from 2022. Making some people upset, but we're also gonna be looking to see your feedback. We want to know, what things you loved and didn't like and so forth. And so we got a list of things. We'll get to that. But Jokes, you got a job to do.
No, I don't. It's on sin right now.
You do have a job to do. But Sin, you get to do it. And you can charge him for it.
That sounds like
Cash App on Joke.
It's about $350.
Yeah, exactly. So while Sin is getting that together, and then preparing to do what is his actual job. I do want to ask everybody who's watching, hanging out with us now, how your holiday was. Hope it was good for you. And, if you got anything cool, did you get anything dope? Are you excited to share? Share in the chat. Let us know what you got. You know what I mean? Let us know what you're excited about.
we got Kidlet here.
What's up, Kidlet?
The Kidlet. Right back at the
Xander's in the
Kidlet.
building. They said that's a sweet Black Panther.
You ain't started. Oh, it's not finished. Like you can see, his head is like.
I don't think you haven't done the arms yet.
Arms aren't done.
That joint's
Still
still
got work to
clean.
do, but-
Even without that joint is still clean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about. I like this. Like I don't know why I don't know. There's something about it. It just, it works. All right, Sin, we got a job to do.
Yes, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, and Alex Lee. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
So very true. So very true, and thank you for your support. Hey, Jokes.
Yo.
Before I get into the first news story.
Happy holidays.
Yes.
My life. Before I get into the first news story, I want to know where you are in terms of the Skywalker saga. Have you had enough?
I'm good with Skywalker saga. I think we've ended it. Let's let it be. I think we've gotten 3 trilogies out of it. In the last trilogy, I think we got what we need. Let's shake it. I think we got what we needed for Skywalker. We've gone back, filled in gaps, completed the story. We're gonna say this is completed the story. Let's just let it go, and let's move on to other areas of Star Wars. We've done that already. Let's just continue in that same direction.
Sin, I already know you had enough of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind what they've been doing lately as far as filling in the gaps with like little shows and stuff. I don't mind that. Overall, though, yeah, I'm ready for a new story.
If the last trilogy had been better, do you think people would be as ready to be done with the Skywalker saga?
My first instinct is no. I don't think they would be done with it. If it turned out, it all depends on how it ends. You know what I mean? If people would want more of it or not. I think just off just knee-jerk reaction, I think people would still want more of it. If the last trilogy was good.
Nah, I think a lot of folks would have been, because I mean, granted, whatever the story could have been, let's say if like the same director had their hands on it from beginning to end, we could have gotten like a more cohesive story. Things probably would have been, but I think at this point, especially, don't get me wrong, I'm sure people that were able to see Star Wars when it originally came out, the nostalgia, all that was there and present for it. But I think, don't get me wrong, we want to see Jedi, like we want to see these things, but I think we can tell those stories without necessarily including the Skywalkers in it. I think there's a way that can be done. But I still think people just at this time, just like Sen said, let's just get to a new story. Even if it would have been a nice bow, wrapped up nice, a super awesome story, I still think a lot of people are just like, okay, cool, it's wrapped up. Let's just move on.
I feel like
Vicious agrees. Vicious agrees. He's like, get that Skywalker.
You know what we doing, man. You know it's not your turn.
I tried Vicious to let you in.
You know it's not your turn, Slim.
Come on, buddy.
It's not time for you to talk. You know what, Jokes, is the thing. I feel like if the last trilogy actually gave, if it felt like they were trying to actually close out, I feel like they weren't sure whether or not they really wanted to close it out or not.
Mm-hmm. And they kind of still left it where it could be revisited, which is the kind of the crap part of it. So you could still technically go back to it with the way it ended.
Well, I think that's my point, is that they didn't really wrap it up. Like it didn't really get, I mean, look, other than killing off the Skywalker,
the big 3.
I don't know, I saw a rumor that they were changing Rey's name so that it's not Skywalker. Like they were doing something with the canon to change her name. And it made me mad.
It's done. Just leave it. Just
to read
just let it be.
Title. So I was like, I'm cool. I'm out. What you got?
That's interesting.
It's not new. It does it all the time, but can you pop it on the screen?
Yeah.
We can see it. You missed last week's episode where we told y'all we were coming in an hour early because it's gonna be a longer show today. We got a whole lot of a year to talk about. So look, they said that going forward, Darth Vader will be voiced by AI because James Earl Jones is retiring.
Okay.
Did y'all see that?
Did not see that.
And, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
understand that.
Hey, listen,
yeah.
We hold no quarter against you, sir. You gotta take care of you for sure. yeah, like, man. All right, first of all, Sin, you're gonna start putting these long messages up that keep coming.
It's not on purpose. It's what they type in.
I'm gonna get there, bro. Don't rush me. Does James Earl Jones' family get paid for that? Like, how do you work out the royalties for something like that? Because even if an AI is, look, there's so much going on with AI in the art world, and like, you know, we see all our artist friends posting about, you know, not letting AI become artists,
right,
so to speak, and that the app that everybody's using, Lensa, which isn't. There's a lot to that. I don't want to get into all of the logistics of what that is, but what I will say is that now that you're beginning to have things like that, right? So, I know, but I understand that he signed a new contract, but like,
since it's being voiced by AI, how do you necessarily keep him like in that loop? Because I'm sure somewhere in there it's like, oh, James, you are Darth Vader. Like, I feel like that's just like in the contract somewhere. Like,
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, look, I guess it just it's about how. I think what I'm getting at is what up, Hef? I think what I'm really getting at is how this opens a can of worms going forward.
100%.
Like you see deep fakes and stuff like that. Like they did a deep fake of you know, Mark's face for Luke Skywalker in different shows or whatever, and it's like he's not in it. Do you have to pay him for using his likeness?
I feel like yes.
I feel like yes too.
But I feel like somehow the contract normally would kind of tiptoe around that. Like if you had to be able to
have some,
because you're it's our character and our property. Like we can portray them as looking like you, and you can't do anything against that. I feel like they would.
It depends a lot on how that's said. Go ahead, put that real long joint up there, bro.
Another one.
Let you get over it.
Who say Conroy's voice won't be used for all Batman animated work now with the same tech? Exactly. That's exactly what my point is. It's just that. Well, here's the and here's the thing about that. That'll be something that's up to his estate, right? Whoever now is the person who's signing paperwork for him, or you know, whatever it is, will have that. The fact that Disney has ownership over Star Wars and that they can pull from the archive of Star Wars films, if those contracts aren't written in a way where you can get royalties from the use of certain things from that, and like, I think it just opens a can of worms. That's kind of like, think about it this way. Imagine right now you are Nicolas Cage, and now you're in a position where somebody says to you, hey, truth is, you're getting older. We don't even really need you to act anymore. We're going to have you go in a vocal booth. We're just going to have you say a bunch of stuff, and then we're going to rip a bunch of stuff from old movies you did or whatever. We'll just use your voice, and we'll just pay you for that. And it's not the same amount of money you would get if you were actually appearing. Like, here it is, right? Like, somebody has to be going through putting contracts like that together. You know what I'm saying? What you got, Sam? You struggling?
No, just had to scroll down a little bit.
What animated Superman? Oh, nah. I'm just nah. I just mean in general. I just mean in general. As an like, yo, Cree Summer has voiced everything. She's everything. Like, you know, there are a lot of people who only know her somehow as Freddy from a different world, but for me, she's Penny from Inspector Gadget. She's number 5 in Codename Kids Next Door. Like she has done voice work in so much work. There's so much of her voice. Who has ownership of that? Who's allowed to use that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, even if she has royalties baked in for reruns, replays, whatever, do they have the right to the audio archive, and are they allowed to use that to do something like this? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then it's like, well, it sounds like her, but it's not really her, so we don't have to pay her. It's in a way, and this is just me playing devil's advocate. It's kind of like how Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury, right? And they technically made Nick Fury in the comic books to look like Samuel L. Jackson, like they used his likeness or whatever. So he's the perfect person to play the role when they do the live action movies. But in the animated shows, there's a person who sounds like Samuel L. Jackson,
but it ain't.
But it's not
Samuel L. Jackson. So it's almost the same thing. It's like, well, when we get a person to come in and we pay that person to sound like they're Samuel L. Jackson, we don't have to pay Samuel L. Jackson for something sounding like him. So if the AI doesn't exactly, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
it sounds like it's a way to kind of skirt, skirt having to pay out.
I mean, it's been around for a minute. Like my my Google Maps for a minute was
Master Chief.
No, not that
Morgan Freeman or
no. John Legend.
Oh,
but it was AI. The Master Chief one is in
I had my man singing them streets.
That's what would drive me crazy.
I'm just saying, like, it was AI though, so like he didn't do it. You could kind of tell it was AI though. It slightly sounded robotic.
Okay.
So it was kind of like, I don't know, but Issa Rae did the same thing. Her voice was available for a while. Like, it just again, to me, it opens up a can of worms. It's like, what do you do? Yeah, contracts for voiceover work are now in some gray area. Yeah, TV and movie. When home media started, no one saw the rights. Yeah, I mean, again, being and J. Robert Deans, you were in that because you were doing Suncoast stuff. Like in that run where like old TV shows all of a sudden became available on DVD. And it was like, yo, who has the rights to these shows? Who's actually the person who's publishing and putting out the DVDs? Who's getting paid for that? And do these actors who didn't know a DVD was ever even going to be something that existed, but I feel the same way. They got to clear those samples. It's like music. You know what I mean? However, there's no sample to clear.
You're struggling.
Like you just this mouse was not working with me.
There's no sample to clear if they just like think about it right now. Because you brought up music, if they just go into an archive and just yank Paul McCartney's voice out of everything the Beatles ever did and just write some lyrics and have Paul McCartney doing duets with people who never, you know what I mean? It sound like Paul McCartney. And they're just like, oh yeah, nah, it's with so-and-so AI. Like they could just give an AI a name and just be like, yeah, this is who our performer is. You know what I mean? What's going to happen is it's going to be a very revolutionary lawsuit in Hollywood in the near future where actors are now going to have to own masters to their likeness and voice. I mean, some actresses and actors do own the rights to their likeness and voice. It's a thing. It's kind of like how there are people who don't know that they're like models who just get their hands insured because they're a hand model or, you know, that kind of thing. Like there are people who do have that. But yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a big debate over who owns the audio to a show you were in 1992. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is it? Fox? You know what I mean? Because they put out Martin originally, which is on HBO Max, but Fox was bought by Disney. Like,
yeah, Disney technically owned it.
It could get really tricky.
It is.
You know, we'll see.
It is.
We'll see how it pans. You know, we'll have our eyes on it because the world we live in.
Yep.
That's
It just
crazy.
is, man. Like, for real, when they take your favorite radio DJ host and just grab Slim's voice and just like, we're just gonna put Slim's voice on in between these songs. We don't really need you to come in.
Yeah.
Call out sick if you want to.
We got your voice. We can just throw you right in
You
the middle
are
of this.
replaceable. Like, I'm just saying, it's just
You're listening to this station on such and such and such and such. Like,
I'm like, bro, I am not there. What are you talking about?
Oh, it was all cool. We just got it from yesterday's feed. We just threw it right on in there. It's all good.
They got you over there doing traffic in between the songs.
Hey, it's commercial free right now, so we only need you for that split second for us to keep playing the music.
I'm just saying. It's going to open a
different
floodgate.
avenues for this kid.
It's going to open a floodgate. So,
yeah.
eyes on that. You know, Elden Ring was the highest selling game this year. Did y'all know that?
That's not.
I'm not surprised. I think I saw something about it, but I'm not surprised.
Oh, but it's not anymore.
Oh,
Call of Duty took it back over.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Took them a month and a half, bro.
Call of Duty not even on sale for real. For real.
Elden Ring, you had a solid run though. You had a solid run this year.
All year.
Mm-hmm.
All year.
But holiday season came around and
Call of Duty trumped everything.
Call of Duty
October hit.
That's why Sony and Court like do not
let these dudes in Xbox get this.
You know how much money
for 10 years.
Do not like Christmas Day. That drum was like, guess who's on top? Like
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Like
everybody got that drum with their new systems. If you were able to get one of them new systems, you got Call of Duty.
Look, either that or they got them gift cards and they went right into the store.
It's on everything. It don't even got to be on a new drum. Like if you didn't have the game that morning, if you had a system, it's like, well, here we go.
Download.
It's that run, bro. Yeah, back on top, bro. Even when Call of Duties aren't good,
they're still there.
It's just one of those games that just like everyone. It's like Madden. Like you just buy it because.
I think that's probably the most amazing thing about Call of Duty is how Madden and 2K it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it went from I only buy Madden and I only buy Madden in live, or I only buy Madden in 2K, to I only buy Madden and 2K and Call of Duty. Like it's people like those.
It's them three. Yep.
I don't buy nothing else. You know what I mean? Like I'm not playing anything else. I don't care about anything else. I'm good. And it's, you know, I was surprised to see Madden not do a little bit more because John Madden passed away and he's going to cover this joint. But the reality of it is, Madden as a game is so old that I think that majority of people who are playing it have no idea who John Madden is.
Crazy part. That's facts though.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Like he's not important. He's only. I don't want to listen. I was getting ready to start a fight. Let me be easy how I do this. Saw so many people just walking around the mall with PS5s in hand, putting them down, no cares, and they about to be on the two Rob list.
They didn't want to show to everybody. Yeah, I got this PS5.
Part of that is where you work. Them people, it's different.
Yeah, you get a little closer to home. Nah.
Oh no. That don't get put down for 5 seconds.
Gone.
It ain't getting put down. I seen them. I went past GameStop around the corner and I seen anybody who got anything, they was coming out of GameStops, black bags. You don't know what's in here. Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I know what that is.
I'm about to say, what? I know that side.
You know
play with me.
You can look at the shape of it. It's like the shape of the black.
Aha!
You guys are like trash bags.
You have what I'm looking for, sir.
Yeah, man. Like, it's sad because Madden is like Jordan. If NBA Live came back as Jordan basketball, the same way like the shoes, like people go crazy over Jordan. Never seen my man play. Yep. Like that, they don't know. You know what I mean? Like they just don't. Gotta have Jordans. dumb enough to think LeBron's a GOAT. Get out of here. Like, it's just, but Madden is like synonymous with video game football. But like outside of video games, he's not. It's just that once EA bought the license, nobody else could make a game. A 2K was better than Madden, period.
Man, when that 2K football game came out, like that was the football game, and EA was like, "Oh no, we are not having this." Bought them, and then when you bought that following year, Madden, when you bought it, was like Madden featuring NFL 2K.
They did Madden featuring no. 2K got the license for ESPN, and then Madden bought the license for the NFL. So nobody else, they bought an exclusive right to the NFL, so they were the only ones who could make a game. And then because 2K couldn't make the first year, they did do one, and then after that, for like the next 2 years, Madden had ESPN commentators and so forth in the game or whatever. But it shut down so much because it was like, what are the odds? More than 10% of gamers know Madden was a former NFL player.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It might. They like, if they play Madden, they might know that because his voice, he coaches, and there's always an all Madden team.
I feel like they would have only known him mostly as being a commentator than anything else.
That's what I mean. Well, yes, but like, I think that might be the only in because when they commentate, they don't call him John or call him Matt. They call him Coach. You know what I mean? Like, they refer to him as Coach. So maybe that would be it. But like, it just it does speak to how big a deal the game is, but it also speaks to like what EA did to the industry when they took that license. Because we used to have quarterback club. It was all kinds of football games. And we played almost all of them. And Madden was cool. I think Madden was always the king till 2K hit. Once 2K, like by the time 2K4 dropped, EA was like, hey, this ain't working.
This is a problem.
They try to pull a Microsoft. We about to buy the industry. We about to buy the whole joint.
My brother hit me. My brother hit me talking about Madden. Like, hey, what's up with that new Madden or whatever? I'm like, hey, look, bro. I've been doing the same thing for the past couple of years. I'm not hearing good things about it. Do this though. Go into Game Pass and go to the EA joint. Download last year's. If you like last year's,
no, you just download the trial for the new one because you get.
I told that too. Yeah, I was like, yeah, just don't worry about it. Just go download last year's joint. If you like it, go ahead and get the new one. Just because you haven't played games in a long time, it might be completely different for you. So just do it that way before you spend the money on it.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't really changed that.
What was that last comment? Wiley was the only one to not have a video game. Maybe it started with Joe Montana. Sports Talk Football.
Yeah.
That old Sega Genesis.
I used to watch some Joe Montana.
Sports Talk Football, bro.
That's a throwback.
I can't remember who. Tommy Lasorda had a baseball game. Hey, listen, we getting in the weeds. Let's move on. Hey, look, before we start getting into our like end of the year, here's all the hoopla, check things out. There's a couple things I want to do. First and foremost, this Saturday from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., the coveted annual Loading Snacks Popeyes and Pajamas is happening. We will be here. We will be live. We will be messing around, playing some games, and so forth. Most of it's going to be a surprise because we don't even know what we're doing yet.
Nope, but we know it's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
we going into 2023 together.
We're going to have a good old time.
What J. Robert Dean saying? I've never felt as though I was talking football with another artist, and I mentioned Joe Montana, and they said, "Who? Ooh,
I don't understand." Like, I'm gonna use me. Like, I know who Joe Montana is. Like, I wasn't fortunate enough to necessarily watch him play in his prime, but
yeah,
I know who Joe Montana is.
49ers.
That's oh God.
Again, that's why Jordan is the greatest of all time. Everybody knows. Everybody just knows. They know who he is. People don't follow basketball. They oh yeah. Got Jordans. I know what that is.
I know about them shoes.
I'm about to get the new Jordans. You mean like
selling the same Jordans since 80, whatever.
Like, I mean, they reissuing the joints. It's like
he's my damn. I feel like as a younger kid, like I watch football and I'm trying to even think if probably early it would have been super early to actually still see Joe Montana actually on field. And I don't think I probably saw, if anything, it would have been the very, very end of anything. But I knew who Joe Montana was. Good God.
I mean, listen, I reverted. I went from not caring about football at all to being into football and basketball and, NBA, all that, whatever, to like now I also don't care. I just don't, like, it doesn't matter to me. A good game's a good game. Like, I get that. Like, I can sit down and watch a game. It's not like, but like, I won't go. I'm not going out of my way. I don't plan around it. That's not happening. Right. You know what I mean? Like, game's going on. Like, I got it.
If it's on, you flip to it.
The most playing I would do when it comes to football was traffic, just because of what the stadium is. Like, all right, it's Sunday.
Exactly.
How do I maneuver around this?
And who's gonna have the best food at their Super Bowl party? That's a that's an important thing.
What food you having at the party? You have multiple people ask you that, like, okay, you got such and such. Okay, that's the place.
Yeah, straight up. All right, look, we have a special guest that's supposed to be flying in. We're gonna say flying in shortly. But again, before we start digging into these categories, we have some things on the docket. What were our favorites? What were our most disappointing? We got some things that are set up, but I want to get not just from the two of you that are here on screen with me, but from you all who are in chat land. I want to get an overall kind of thermostat, if you will, a temperature on how we feel about pop culture overall in 2022. Better than 2021? Is this one of the best years we've had? Are we somewhere in the middle? Like, let's kind of do a little. Robert Dean, She-Hulk was a 9. I like it, and I hope you believe that. Yeah, but then, pop culture, January 2022, December 2022, and all the mixed up months in between. Was this a good year for pop culture?
Overall, I'm gonna say yeah. Overall, I'm gonna say yeah.
Why?
I think, for me, I think TV and anime stepped it up this year.
Okay.
So a lot of great TV stuff that is now burnt into memory from now on. Same thing with anime. I thought, for me, releases wise for games this year was kind of on the low. There was some gems and stuff that popped out here and there, but overall, I don't think it probably hit as harder as last year for me. And probably maybe the same with movies, but I'm not. No. Actually, I had a few good movie goings. Probably not as much as I would have liked to have, as far as like going there and being completely blown away by what I saw and stuff like that. But overall, I think movies were solid. I think TV and anime were spectacular, and I thought games was kind of hit and miss for me.
Jokes?
I'm gonna just say okay. I don't think 2022. Like, I think, Sen, I will give you like anime, like certain categories. Yes, maybe did shine in certain areas, but as a whole, like MCU stuff came out cool. I think that's just a typical thing that we just always expect. But I don't think we necessarily had the absolute groundbreaking things to show up this year. Like, I think this year was okay. I definitely think, TV was okay, movies were okay, but I don't feel like this year was like absolutely a wow factor. I don't know. I don't think this year hit on all cylinders. Like, gaming wise, I think we had a few anticipated titles that were going to come out this year got pushed into the early of 2023. So I'm just going to say okay. I don't think 2022 was the best year as far as pop culture.
Are you disappointed, Jokes? You sound disappointed.
I don't know. Maybe not disappointed. I think just from us in a few past years now, even before COVID, like there was a year like for movies, like we had like every other month had something that was just coming out left and right. Like MCU, of course, was doing the MCU thing, but we had all these other movies that were coming out. Like don't get me wrong, a lot of things came out this year, but I don't think there was that one huge title. Like a lot of people went and saw let's say Top Gun Maverick. Like, I don't know. I'm not Top Gun's okay. It's not the biggest thing in my book, of course. Avatar 2, like I'm not flying to the thing. I'm gonna see it eventually, but I need to go back and watch the first one. I haven't watched that in like a decade, so I'm not rushing to go see the second one. Mm-hmm. I don't think outside of MCU, the Batman, and maybe a few comedies, I don't think it was just like, yo, we gotta go to the theater and see this. And then, of course, there were those couple movies that went straight to digital. So it was like, if I have to wait like an extra week just to get it on Peacock or Paramount or whatever it is, it's like, cool.
I think this year is an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're in a true transition period.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically in not because of the way that we consume our media has changed since the pandemic. What also has changed is the way that they are creating the media we consume.
Mm-hmm.
And even more importantly, the way they distribute the media that we consume. So when I really think about 2022 from the very beginning to right now, the amount of content, and I mean actually really good content, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. I think the worst thing about this year for pop culture is that you don't have time to watch everything else. You can't keep up with, and I think some of that is,
I can get with that.
It's an overlay of stuff that got delayed that didn't come out last year because of the pandemic, stuff that got pushed back because of the pandemic, games that got pushed back and are now releasing because of the pandemic. And it's like, there were moments where things just released on top of release on top of release. And even if it wasn't like movie on movie on movie, it was TV show on movie on game on TV show on comic on movie on top of convention.
Some of the joints we came up with for like the year stuff, some of those categories, I was having problems in. It's like, dog, there was just like you said, like it was so much good stuff of this particular thing this year. Like, what's the moment do I pick that was like the number one for me?
This year, I feel like has had so much content that content that came out this year feels like it didn't come out this year.
I agree with that.
I was looking up stuff like that was 2022.
The facts.
But this the thing. To like feel like something you watched was so long ago that it wasn't even this year, and in the same sentence feel like this year went by so fast, like it just started. the idea of like people getting back out, going to theaters, going to malls, getting away from doing pop culture stuff and just trying to like see nature and go on cruises and whatever, like all of the changes I think that we have made as human beings over the last couple of years, the things that we missed, the things that are important to us versus things that weren't. I just think, man, I feel like every week there was, if not a new anime, because a new episode of that new anime was out, it was like everybody, like nobody will shut up, right? And if it wasn't that, it was Rings of Power. Like, you got a Game of Thrones show and a Rings show.
In the same year, literally almost, yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Bleach, and like, hey, bro, listen, I'm just saying jokes. Are you sure? Because I feel like
Chainsaw Man finale today.
Hey, listen. No, I acknowledge it. Listen, I acknowledge anime because anime this year was absolutely 100% fire. Bleach,
crazy.
Bleach, I've been waiting for. Like me and Sin have talked about Bleach, like animating that final arc for I don't know how long. And when they made that anniversary announcement, it was like, hey, listen, if they announce anything other than the fact that they're about to animate the last one,
I don't care for it.
It's a disservice. So,
and not only did it come back this year, but highest honors. They did not. They threw the whole budget at that thing.
I mean, that which is what they should do.
Yeah.
For that,
yeah,
deserves it.
But again, it's one of those things where, like, again, like Elden Ring was the beginning of the year.
There's a lot of stuff at the beginning of the year.
And just continue to. I feel like it was overwhelming. We did a lot of Spoiler Boys, a lot of episodes,
2 and 3
a lot
at a time.
of shows, but there's a lot we didn't do.
Yep.
There's a lot we didn't talk about. There's so much we didn't discuss. Like, I don't know, man. I think this year was really good for pop culture. But I think it might have been a little bit too much.
Well, let's get to some of these comments. We got a bunch of them in here.
Let's go.
Let's go for it. Bring them on.
Let's rock it down.
I actually really have enjoyed the MCU TV shows. They're all different.
I agree.
Really good in their genre. Again, I agree.
I agree.
100%. Moon Knight, boy. I think I'm going to go with severely depends on what end of pop culture you were on this year. It was real hot, then cold. I mean, look. Again, if you're into multiple things, K-pop was crushing this year, R&B was crushing this year. Like, even just music-wise, it just never stopped. And if there was a drought somewhere, something else picked up.
Something pick up in a different area.
Yeah, it just need to see Wakanda, but the MCU films are okay. Faye film releasing 22 so far. See how they run. Okay. I'm with that.
Saying that if I started Borderlands season 2.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes, I still have the finale to watch. I haven't watched it yet. I was going to watch it last night, but we ended up running late, and it's like an hour and a half, the final episode. But I watched episode 1 like 3 times. I watched episode 2 like twice.
You could have been done.
Hey, bruh. No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't.
You could have been done.
To put like this, the way it just jumped off, I woke up in the morning like, did I see that right? Run it back. Let's go. Nah.
My man did it to himself. That's why you ain't finished.
And look, and it was just, for me, it was just too good. I was just on the edge of my seat. So I still got the finale to finish.
No, I'll give you that because I mean there was a lot. Like Sin for you as well too. Like I'm behind. I got to catch up. Walking Dead went all like this. This was the end of the main series.
It's okay. Not the story, but yes,
the story. The main series ended, which had a decent run. So I mean, there was definitely a lot of things that went down. But like you said, like it was just so much things overlapped, and I feel like I started watching things, and then something else came out, and then I popped over, started watching something else, and kind of forgot, and didn't go back to something.
That's what I'm talking about. Borderlands, like it starts off crazy. Joe, oh wait, Mouse, what are you doing? Stop that. Candace agrees with you. Too much content.
It's a lot. There's a lot of content. There was a lot to absorb and remember. You know what I mean? Like it just
remembering is like as I continuously gone through and trying to put stuff in things, I was like, wait, that was 2022. Like there was some things that like came in like literally right at the beginning of the year that
like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Maybe we could cover more if you didn't waste time on wrestling.
That will never happen. So
apparently wrestling wasn't that good though, because my man just like, this shit was
you bugging, Doc.
You is bugging.
You are bugging.
This last season with everything that is going on, holy crap! And the fact that the show,
Doc, have you been jumping into the Discord and watching with the crew when they do Thriller Park?
Because Bleach is getting we're getting more than what was in the manga, which makes it even better. Like they're stretching out fights that kind of got glanced over in the manga. Like Bleach is on point. I'm just upset that now it's gone again until July. Like
House of Dragon was really good.
With no, didn't watch it.
I ain't getting the House of Dragons no time soon because that means I got to get through Game of Thrones.
Hey.
What up, Cannon?
What's going on?
It did feel like 2 years in one.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Happy belated, by the way.
Hey.
Yes. Happy belated.
Yeah, look. Kay's supposed to be joining us. He should hopefully be popping in somewhere in the next 10 minutes or so. I think we're going to get started doing a rundown. Here's the thing. Normally we come to the end of the year and we try to do here's our top 10. I'm time for that. We're not doing that. We're looking at things a little bit differently. So I'm just going to kind of run through what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to pick out our favorites, right? Mm-hmm. Not the best, our favorite, right? Our favorite show, our favorite game, our favorite movie, favorite convention moment. Like we're gonna go through those things. We're gonna do our most disappointing movie, our most disappointing show, most disappointing game. You're welcome. We are going to do
this year's done.
Right? Right. Done. It's 27. It's 2027 now. It's about to jump. Our most disappointing backlog media, meaning something you wish you had gotten to, you just didn't. A show you didn't get to watch, comic you didn't get to read, book you didn't get to watch, album you didn't get to listen to, something pop culture media that just again, as we said, there was so much this year, it was super hard to get to everything. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about our favorite swag that we got from conventions this year. We're going to talk about what we feel like was the most overhyped thing in pop culture this year. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about our favorite snack bite from this year because, we do snack bites. What's that? What's that say, Sam?
Says this.
No.
That's one thing. Yes, another right here.
Okay. But definitely hit that like button.
Yeah.
How about deadline? You're in danger of missing. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I'm oblivious. And I feel bad about it, but we're going to talk about our favorite interview that we did this year. We're going to talk about our favorite moment, a moment that made us forget that our screen isn't listening to us. We're going to do our most surprising news story, our favorite overall pop culture moment of 2022, most unexpected pop culture crossover. So that could be, pop culture, like a clothing line that decided to do a run of Street Fighter has shoes out now. And then our biggest surprise of the year in pop culture. By all means, we will be looking for you all to share. Tell us where you are on some of these things. Gentle guys, are you ready to start?
Think so.
I mean, listen, I know things can change on the fly. Somebody might say something, you might go, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm already anticipating that.
I know I got something on here that at least, make jokes say exactly that.
Pop up what J. Robert Dean said.
Right here. Bam.
Means I gotta bug out shortly. Caitlin may take over for me. Hope you guys had a great holiday. I hope we all have a better New Year. Cheers. Absolutely, we appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure. Happy New Year to you. Hopefully, you'll get a chance to watch us eat chicken and biscuits on New Year's Eve. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. We're gonna be doing like stuff like Would You Rather. We're gonna be doing some trivia, some pop culture trivia stuff. We may play a few like video games, but mostly we're gonna try to just do stuff. We want to do stuff that we can interact a little bit more with the chat and kind of have some fun or whatever as we get close to countdown and all that jazz. So feel free to tune in. Shin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Jokes first. Jokes, what was your favorite game this year?
Favorite game, I gotta give it to Pokemon Arceus.
Perfect. See you, J. Robert Deans.
Yeah.
Pokemon Arceus?
That don't drop in January. Like, if a part of me was like, that don't drop right in December, but I realized I was like, no, that was January. But I think that one is probably my favorite one. It kind of I don't want to, maybe reinvent is a little bit of an extra word to use, but it did something a little bit different than the typical Pokemon games did.
Changed the formula.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that. Comparison to the two that just came out, like the two that just came out, okay. Arceus in every shape or form is better than the two that just came out as being the next generation. That's funny because
most of what I'm hearing is people love this way more than they love Arceus.
No,
even though it's like broken, people are just like they're like I haven't felt this way about a Pokemon game, which I would know. I don't care.
Somebody new to Pokemon is Arceus by far. I've not touched Violet in like.
Can I just say
2 weeks now. That's
one of my most disappointing things is that you played Pokemon this year. You out, dog. Like I don't know what happened to you. Like
me, I was trying to bond with jokes. All right, that's what it was. I'm trying to bond with jokes,
and it was bad that we got and started playing. It was just like, yo, this is just not it. I'm sorry.
In the anime group,
this is about to
Marcus,
turn to a whole
Gabby,
rant.
we all gonna be on playing, and
we're gonna have to go because like I haven't played a game where the map is just dumb. It's just dumb.
I played one. It's called Pokemon Violet.
The map is dumb?
Okay, so one.
So all right, hold on. Is that your most disappointing game?
No, that's not my most disappointing game. No.
Okay, all right.
It is crazy. Funny part is it's another Mon game, but it's not Pokemon though.
Must be Digimon.
Yes, it is.
First of all, Digimon is superior to Pokemon anyway.
Listen, I love Digimon. Game, but the Survive game that got pushed back like twice. No, I'm so upset about that. Like, I pay full retail for that show. It downloaded
right there. That money.
That's what it was.
I don't know. I know full reason. I was like, oh no, this joint is not it.
That joint had you in the forums.
Hey, bro, do you know who Daddy Warbucks is?
I've heard. Like, I feel like I do. No, wait. Annie.
Yeah. Look at him go, y'all.
Good guy.
He's seen the new black one with Jamie Foxx. It don't count.
No. Hey, we were in the same school system, so at some point they showed us Annie during the early. Yes.
Why your neck doing that?
I don't know.
He's lying. Hey, no.
We was trying to fight that.
So if he said, so we all watch Roots, sure. No, we didn't watch Annie.
We definitely watched Annie at some point early on. Yes, we did. A couple times, as a matter of fact.
Is that why y'all so soft?
Shut the hell up.
I
wasn't even coming. I wasn't even coming. I was going to leave you alone today. Now something.
I'm sorry. You made it too easy. I'm sorry. It was right there.
Sin, what was your favorite game this year? He adopted it. He did. You're right, Heather. He did. Daddy Warbucks. What was your favorite game, Sin? Y'all feel free to chime in if you play games or whatever. If you have a favorite game, feel free to chime in the chat. Let us know. I know somebody like that Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Oh, but games was a little It's a little low for me this year. As far as new stuff, I spent most of this year playing older stuff, trying to get through and catch up. There is one I wanted to put Bayonetta 3 on there because I'm really enjoying it, but I haven't had the time to really say like, nah, this is definitely my favorite one of the year. But something recent dropped that I can't put down, and if I'm being honest, it is definitely my favorite game of this year.
You already know. You already know.
It's River City Girls too. I'm sorry. I've not had, honestly, this might be the most fun I've had playing a game all year long. I'm not even gonna lie. It is blows Ninja Turtles away.
Foot in that joint.
No, it is River City. It's all the nostalgia with all the new stuff that we love growing up on that old school River City. Even they threw them in there in the capacity. Double Dragon is part of it in the capacity. Like, it's so much nostalgia in there. It's so much fun. Yes. And it's actually, even though it's just been me and Gage playing it, it is 4-player co-op. So the characters they got are dope. We're having a blast with it.
Is that on Game Pass? Was that a Game Pass or is that just a straight? Just
no.
And it's
got every penny, dog.
Yes, and it's got a hearty amount of like depth and length to it. Like, we've been rocking on it, and we're not even halfway through the game, I think, yet. Like, it is.
Nah, I think we're at like the 30% mark.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, but like it's dope. It is a lot of fun.
Hey, dog, I be hitting this dude like, "What's up, dog? 10 minutes, let's go." Like let's just jump in.
Let's just get these hands off, bro.
10 minutes. Hey, dog, it is. It's everything that Ninja Turtles joint should have been.
Yes, yes. Blow Ninja Turtles away. And it is so much fun.
And the Ninja Turtles joint was cool for like 4 days. This joint is like,
they got secrets.
Yeah.
We all around
River City Girls 2. That's my joint of the year. Like, I played a lot of games this year. I think I played more games this year than I have in probably the last 5 or 6 years. That joint, especially to like sneak in out of nowhere at the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's crack. Like that's the one. Jokes. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie, I went with The Batman. I have a feeling I would have picked, I haven't gotten a chance to watch it, and that's Glass Onion. I have a feeling that probably would have been it if I had a chance to watch it.
Did you like Knives Out?
I love Knives Out. That was
really good. Yeah.
I didn't love it, but it was cool. It was sight.
And I think if I'd have watched that, I think that probably would have been my choice. Now, granted, after this, I'll probably watch it before the end of the year, so that probably will be a little switch there. But I think I'm gonna go with the Batman. I mean, granted, it's Batman. We kind of know what to expect from Batman, regardless.
Hey,
but
I'll watch Simulator, dog.
Hey.
I ain't even gonna fake.
But I thoroughly enjoyed Batman. Like, I will say, as it got to the end, and then they tried to keep doing like the twist on top of the twist on top of the twist type of thing, like pulled me out just a little bit, but I still enjoyed it from the beginning to the end.
Okay. Batman. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think I would have guessed that was your favorite movie of this year.
I was going through
that very interesting.
I was going through different movies, like obviously all the MCU, like the MCU shows were okay. Like, I don't have nothing against them.
Right.
I'm trying to think, like, normally, like, like that. None of the typical, like, a lot of the horror movies came out. Like, most of those were all just disappointing. Like, I was expecting something out of the batch of those to be okay.
All that.
Like, I love the Scream franchise, and I was like, it was kind of lackluster what they did. I'm getting ahead of myself. Like, I'm gonna start talking about, but I'm going with the Batman.
All right. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Sin, what's your favorite?
It was close for me between Jujutsu Kaisen 0 and Bell.
That was.
But Bell edged it out. Like I went and got the soundtrack for Bell, and I've watched it multiple times, including with you gentlemen in the movie club. Joy, just that movie is I don't know, something special to me. Like I just really, the visuals were amazing. The soundtrack was absolutely incredible. Like I just loved it. And having to go and seeing that in the theater first, like before home. Could play a part in it, like just having that movie theater experience, the big screen, the sound, and all that kind of stuff was just so incredible to watch with that movie. So, yeah, Bell for me. Yeah, and that's one of the things that threw me off. Like, wait, that was 2022?
Yeah, it was. And I said that to myself.
January. Yeah,
we watched it. Yeah,
yeah. Like, I didn't realize it was that. I didn't realize it was this year when it originally came out.
Yeah.
JJK, if it wasn't that.
My favorite joint is Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie is incredible. It's incredible. In a year where like the MCU is doing multiverse, bro, they did the multiverse.
That's actually on the backlog because I did not see that joint. That's one of the backlog joints.
That's definitely a backlog one for me.
It's incredible. Like I love Michelle Yeoh. I've been a Michelle Yeoh fan.
Whoa!
Forever.
Whoa!
She just hated the ending.
It was just the ending. I
don't. Hey, listen, I thought it was cool. Well, I don't want to know if you think Bell was horrible. What was your favorite, Doctor Who? What was your favorite movie?
Yeah, that's for another category.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, man, is like there's a reason that joint is taking home all of the accolades that it's taking home, and that like Michelle Yeoh has all of a sudden been like just hoisted up like levels that really she has deserved as an actress internationally for a long time, but this like put her on the map in the US in a way that like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon couldn't do, because it was still a kung fu flick, right? Like that's what people, Rumble in the Bronx couldn't do it. And her having the opportunity to do something that isn't Joy Luck Club does allow her to show off her skill set, but also her true acting chops. Like it just really it just opens everything up, and I like you can't really talk about the movie at all without spoilers. So I won't. But that was my favorite joint. Jokes. What you got there? Woman King.
I did not get to see it. Heard nothing but good things.
Your favorite convention moment from this year?
I would have to say it was Anime NYC.
Okay.
And walking in, like literally as soon as we got to the area where press and everybody walked in at, and I had Wing Zero and Ariel, these two gigantic Gundams. When I tell you, I literally lost it. Like, granted, having the model kits are one thing, but when you see these giant statues, just walking in there, it was one of the coolest things. And don't get me wrong, every con that we go to has just something that is super cool that you can only see like at that particular con. But there was just something about these two gigantic statues that just did it for me. Like someday I want to be able to go to Japan and actually see the 1/1 scale Gundam that they have in Tokyo. But this, like that for me, just walking in and seeing those two, one of my favorite things.
Yeah, you lost your shit. Yeah. You did.
You lost it too when you got to see Giant Luffy in there.
But we are talking about you right now, sir. This has nothing to do with me at the moment.
But yes, no, I most certainly, yeah, that was probably one of my favorite things of this year.
Sam?
Zayna being security, top flight.
Straight up.
Top flight.
Security. Top flight security, Z. I'm going to touch on that in a minute.
My favorite convention moment also comes from Anime NYC, and it was being able to go to the SAO panel in the main hall. When we do these shows, we go to these conventions. You know, I've never really sat in a main hall type of feel. So like
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'll pick you up in a second.
Great
for one of them type of big deal. Yeah. But being able to go sit down in the main thing and see kind of like what that's like, you see when you watch on the YouTube and stuff like that, like what those big hall things look like. But being able to go there and just everything from just the crowd, we were all SAO fans, obviously, because we were in there.
Tatiana.
The lights they
had.
The phone,
so she ain't here.
They said hey. The lights they had, the sound system was incredible. Like the visuals they were putting on it to hype us up was extremely amazing. Listen to the
sound system was fire.
That thing was incredible. And that opening montage, how they put it together, just that sound system was crazy with them drums. Like it was sick. But yeah, listen to the stories of the voice actors talking about their time on the show and the new movie coming out and all that kind of stuff and things to look forward to, and just like them not even meet each other like really for that first season and stuff like that. Like, but they're supposed to play off of each other like they're falling in love, and how they do it. Just hearing all those stories was great, and even to get some announcements for stuff, what I mean, that wasn't out to the public yet was really, really dope. So standing in line with people and we're talking about SAO and sharing our stories and stuff like that, things we like and what's coming out in the future and everything. Like it was just, as a fan of SAO, it was just real cool to have that experience. So that's it for me.
That's dope, man. We did a lot of conventions this year. While you guys were off doing Anime NYC, I was at StellarCon, which was great. And it said me and Otakon, me and Alexa. I understand. Yeah, look, being able to do like to moderate panels for Ming and Dante Bosco and all of that was cool. But my favorite moment is from BlurCon. We did one of our patented being comfortable being a geek panels. It is, for us, it's kind of like going back because that's where it started. That's the first place we did that panel. First time we did it, it went off like crazy. It was unexpected. And it was like, we should keep doing this. So to go back to BlurCon and do it again was great. But the timing was a little weird. Like we were first thing in the morning, Sunday morning. We know everybody just partied and we might not have a lot of people show up, and we didn't have a lot of people show up. We had J Mark, who was, kind enough to be our DM for Dungeons and Dragons this year. Come and join us as a part of that panel, but there was one young man that came to the panel. He was in Squirtle cosplay. And he just seemed to be sort of having a rough go at life a little bit. He was from Arkansas. He was supposed to have friends that were coming. Nobody came. He ended up coming by himself, being in a hotel by himself. He's at this convention with all these people who enjoy the stuff he enjoys, but he doesn't know anybody. He was nervous about wearing the Squirtle cosplay. He had tried, he had never cosplayed before that weekend. He never, and we had such a good conversation with him about what it means to be comfortable, how you get comfortable, finding like-minded people, finding people that, are your people. And I knew when we were having the conversation that there was something special that was happening in that moment. But then he posted this and he tagged us. Yo, how did I attend 2 panels this weekend that hit me in my gut? I went to Loading Snacks panel discovering comfort in geekdom, and wow, it was extremely inspiring, helpful, and validating. I really feel like I gained the tools I need to grow in this community. I don't know if I've ever been so touched.
Wow.
At the end of and it just was such a stark reminder that while we do all this other stuff and we have such a good time, that that panel, those moments, being with people like that is so much of what we do it for. the giving back, the extra life, the all that, but sitting down with somebody and having a one-on-one conversation with a grown man who feels unsupported and let down by his friends and his family who are supposed to be there, who's there by himself, who just kind of went out on a whim and took a chance, said, you know what, I'm going to go anyway. I need to do it. To have them post something like that, just, I don't care if nobody else came to the panel. That
one individual.
It's bigger than standing on stage with the people that we met. It's bigger than the interviews that we did. It's bigger. Like that moment for me is the biggest thing. It's the thing that makes me want to keep doing what we do because I know there's more people out there who feel like that. Yeah. That's my moment. That's my favorite moment from this year.
I dig that.
Yeah. Right smack in the middle of the year too.
Yeah.
All right, look. Jokes, your most disappointing movie this year.
Hold up. Do we have one more favorite left? TV?
Oh, I mean, we can go back. I'm sorry. Favorite show.
Okay, this was extremely difficult. I narrowed it down to 3. And 3 totally different type of shows. And I've yet to really figure out which was. So one, which we just recently got, was Wednesday. I had no idea what we were going to get out of Wednesday, and I absolutely love Wednesday from beginning to end. The second one, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I would say with the way the Star Trek shows have been over the last, like, Discovery's cool, but it just doesn't seem like it has that same Star Trek feel like the Kirk Star Trek Next Generation. Like, it didn't have that same vibe. But when we hit Strange New Worlds, it just gives you all of those feels back to it. And then the third one is Bleach. The 3 of those shows this year are the ones for me that hit on all cylinders. Bleach,
are you pulling a sin? Are you cheating? Or are you gonna pick?
I kind of am cheating. That's the problem I'm having. I'm pulling the sin, but I don't want to. I'm gonna have to say, out of the 3, because I'm probably gonna say Star Trek, just because Bleach. There's still a lot. Don't get me wrong. They all have multiple seasons.
Hold on,
I missed it. Hold up.
What's up, Alex? Hey, put that last comment back up.
No, you don't hear She-Hulk.
No She-Hulk.
You don't hear She-Hulk.
Hey, get him.
Alex say Tulsa King was his favorite show this year.
Okay,
that's good to know. I can add that to the list.
You know what? Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I have to say Wednesday. It's just there was definitely a couple, and I just love that they're in different genres all over the board. Like it wasn't necessarily all one and the same type of thing. I'm gonna have to say Wednesday, because I mean Wednesday, Star Trek. I kind of know what I'm getting when I watch Star Trek. Bleach, I know what I'm getting. I kind of know what I'm getting from Bleach. But Wednesday was just, how do you reinvent a character that we've seen, not necessarily a main, like she is a part of the main family, but not necessarily the main character. So you kind of have to wonder, how is this going to go? And I think they did a very, very good job at creating Wednesday. So
I agree.
I'm picking Wednesday.
All right, Zen.
Yeah, if y'all had any jokes, y'all would hate me. This was.
So that means he has like 6.
No. Look, I have no, but I will explain myself. But it's narrowed down. Don't worry.
He's got 6.
This was by far the hardest one for me to do, because, like we were talking earlier, I thought this year was just a great year for TV. You know what I mean? So I had.
It really was.
Yeah. So first off, I cannot, even though yes, they're both TV shows, I cannot put together anime and TV. I have to separate them. I just have to. So anime for me was Demon Slayer season 2. Mm-hmm. Hands down, they put on a freaking clinic.
Hold on.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Hey, dog, why you always want to fight?
I'm not trying to fight. I'm trying to be honest with myself. Can I just be honest with myself?
No, I want you to be honest with me. Like, I know that there are anime that are movies. You know what I'm saying? There are OVAs there. I know. Hey, dog, but they're shows, bro. It's a show.
Yeah, but I can't.
What quantifies?
No, Alex, not Mugen Train, Entertainment District Art.
What quantifies a show? Listen.
I just said I know that they're technically shows, but I can't. I don't see them when I'm looking at
more than I'm mad at you for cheating. I'm so interested in digging into your brain right now and trying to figure out why you feel like the TV shows that have animated Japanese characters in them aren't TV shows. Because you don't live in Japan?
I just said I know that technically, yes, they are, but I just
it isn't a technicality. They are.
I just don't. They just don't to me. They just don't.
They don't.
Like when I go look up for TV shows, like when I go to look up TV shows on apps, I go look for TV shows. When I go to anime, I go to the anime section. Like my brain just keeps them separate.
What is the TV show?
Yeah, but I go on Netflix, not going on the TV shows to look for them. I'm going on the anime.
Right, but that's because anime has movies, so it is a genre. TV shows aren't a genre. Anime is a genre, so like they're not the same thing, but there are TV shows that are anime. Like I'm just
really.
Hold on a second. It doesn't matter. Agreeing with Sin doesn't make it less wrong. What'd I say? Do that. Pop that up again?
Yeah, it was the same thing. Anime are separate from TV shows.
I can't. What
is wrong with?
Hey, dog, you need a new mouse.
Apparently, yeah. All right, Zayna says.
Okay, like I get it, but it's still a show. I feel weird about calling K-dramas TV shows, but they still are. Yes.
Yeah.
Because they are.
My brain doesn't see. You understand what I'm saying? Like I get technically, yes, it's a TV show. It's technically a TV show, but outside of that, like it's so separate still to me. When I think of TV shows,
hold on. Listen, here's the thing. I'm willing to completely concede that you've never consumed anime as a show. It's different for Jokes. Jokes learned anime watching it on TV with commercials on Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
You got anime on VHS and just watched it. You always binged it. So, like, in the same way that I can see that, like, maybe it's difficult to categorize even some quote-unquote TV shows as TV if they're a streaming show. If it's Netflix, if it's, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand that, like, you don't live in Japan and you're not watching TV when you watch them. You stream them and you watch them all together. But it's not different. Right. Exactly. Sunkos. That's what I'm saying. So like I can concede that the way you have consumed anime for your entire life has never been on a TV station.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been, it's 4:00, so-and-so's coming on. That's never been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Because you don't watch it that way.
Right.
But that's what it is. It's still a show. So what's your favorite show?
Okay, so that was anime. Now, my favorite show.
What's your favorite show?
I just told you. That was my anime show. My live action show is something completely different.
My live action?
Yes. It was a tough year in live action for me as far as what was my favorite show.
What was better?
What was better between?
Whatever the favorite live action show is and whatever the favorite anime was, which one was better? Because that's your favorite.
I'm not including Alice in Borderland because I haven't finished it yet, so I'm not including that. Wiping that off. It's gotta be either Stranger Things. Nope, I'm gonna go with my gut. All of Us Are Dead. All of Us Are Dead was my favorite.
All of Us Are Dead.
Yeah, it was my favorite TV show this year.
Right. See how easy that was?
Yeah, my favorite anime was Demon Slayer.
Nah, but which is fine. Like if I ask you, hey, as a category, if I said what was your favorite anime this year, that's fine. It was Demon Slayer. But your favorite show is All of Us Are Dead, and that's better than Demon Slayer. It's your favorite over Demon Slayer.
That's your favorite.
It's your favorite over Demon Slayer.
Well, because Demon Slayer is an anime, so they're not in the same category to me. I just said
they are in the same category. I asked you which one was your favorite between the two. You picked one. It's All of Us Are Dead.
Pick one.
It's just you always cheat. You always try to find a way around.
I'm not trying to cheat, or else I would have picked 2 live action shows or something.
Hey, no, listen. When we sat down last night and went through all these categories, you could have been like, yo, I need a category for favorite anime. You could have said that. You didn't say that.
I did. It was like TV shows. I was like, okay. And I tried, but my brain wouldn't let me do it.
Hey, jokes. Hey, what was your most disappointing? Sin? What was your most disappointing anime, you bastard? What was your most disappointing anime? Why you don't just say I need a category for anime because I don't see them as the same thing? Why you say that yesterday? What's your most disappointing anime?
Nothing. This year.
All right. Jokes, what's your most disappointing show?
I don't have one. It's the same thing. I don't have one.
I like it. You know what mine is? It's Andor.
I give you that.
Even though by the end I was like, the joint ended kind of clean. Of everything that we watched, all the stuff that we did, like that joint.
That was.
Yeah. That was my most disappointing joint. Sam, what was your most disappointing show?
Andor.
See how easy that was?
Yep.
Jokes. Most disappointing movie.
Halloween Kills.
Sam?
I was going to put Morbius, but I knew that was going to be bad going into it. So I picked Thor Love and Thunder. That was the most disappointing
worse than Morbius?
Well, I was disappointed by Thor Love and Thunder. I kind of expected because I wrote Morbius down, but I was like, I knew that was going to be bad going into it. So I put Thor Love and Thunder.
Morbius was so bad, I didn't even see it. Not gonna. It ain't happening.
You don't need to.
It's not happening.
I haven't watched it yet. Somehow I feel like that's gonna be one of those that it's gonna be on like regular TV at some point, and I'm just gonna pick it up from like in the middle and just watch it. But
don't do it. Turn. My most disappointing movie is Black Adam. That don't end it so.
I thought that was your favorite part.
What's my favorite part?
The ending of Black Adam.
No, you don't.
No.
Jokes, you have a most disappointing game?
Digimon Survive.
So, here's the thing. Cuddy. Andor was a better show than Obi-Wan. But my expectations were higher for Andor than they were for Obi-Wan. So kind of like what Sin said, like he knew Morbius was going to be bad going in. My expectations for Obi-Wan were not as high as they were for Andor because I was looking for them to get away from lightsabers and Jedi for a minute and like, you know what I mean? I didn't need more Obi-Wan. I wanted more Andor. I wanted more of the story that leads into like that's so I was more disappointed based on how I felt going into Andor. Like if you go back and you watch when we watched the trailer for Andor, when we talked about it, like, oh, snap, doing an Andor joint. Like,
kind of.
I'm way more excited about the idea of an Andor show than I ever was about them doing an Obi-Wan show. Like, Ewan McGregor's not my guy. Like, I don't need him. So, yeah. Hey, listen,
Hey, Dizzle.
Hey, Dizzle.
You need to go back and watch our Spoiler Boys. I'm just saying. Oh, we had fun with that one.
That joint is dumb, bruh. That joint's dumb. Hey, listen, no, but look, Black Adam, fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm disappointed. Like, all of the hype around like the hierarchy of The Rock was trying to sell it or whatever was just like.
They even got me to walk back because I did enjoy Black Adam. But
let me tell you something. I sat in the movie theater watching Black Adam and I rolled my eyes. I was disappointed. I rolled my eyes in that joint.
Oh man.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Certain parts I definitely looked around at the crowd like, y'all seeing this too? Y'all seeing this BS?
Oh well, that hierarchy of power is in the garbage now. It's in the garbage.
Heather, you stupid.
Stop it. Bro, you are struggling. It didn't change the hierarchy.
Nope.
It did.
It looked like for a second it was like, hey, look, we got Superman back. Henry Cavill's back. And then about a week later.
I mean, it changed the hierarchy until it came out.
The hype was building it up.
I give The Rock props. He hyped it.
It literally changed the hierarchy. Literally, that joint came out and it was like everybody's fired bringing James Gunn. Like, it literally changed the hierarchy of it. Like, it literally changed the joint. Like
it actually did. No, it actually did. Yes. Somebody clip this. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it came in like bring in James Gunn.
The hierarchy of powers. If you don't shut up. I go drink
James
some
Gunn, just have Flash reset everything. Just have him wipe all existence out, and we'll just go to another universe within the DC.
Yeah. Hey, Jokes, do you have a most disappointing game?
Oh, Digimon Survive.
Oh yeah, that's right. You hate that joint.
Dog, let me tell you. So normally
How much money did you spend on that?
I spent the $59.99 or whatever it is right off the break. Well, one, Digimon Survive had been announced. I think they announced that joint in like 2019. I want to say it had been announced. It had been announced for a while. You know, the way that they were hyped, I was like, okay, this sounds like the Digimon game that I've been waiting for since like the original PlayStation 1 days. Like Cyber Sleuth that came out a few years back was actually pretty clean, and I was expecting it to be similar in that type. But this
can I tell you, I just love that you play stuff I don't even think about.
True.
I love it. And you just name yourself like that joint was pretty clean. You played that? Who played that? Jokes did. All right.
But like this joint was so I don't know how to explain this. It has the Sen, actually, you probably understand more. There's a lot more of you reading through the story than you actually getting to the point and actually playing a game. Okay. So, and it wasn't like characters had voices.
Why does he understand that more? I know what it means.
It's one of them Japanese RPG type. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And so,
plenty of Japanese RPGs. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll take that one back. I just know because me and Sen have talked about games like this one before.
I know what you mean.
So I kid you not, I played the game like for a solid like 5 hours, and I'm gonna say probably for like between 3.5 to 4 hours of that, I'm reading through stuff. I'm just reading the banter and the communication between the characters.
What's it on?
It's on Xbox and PlayStation.
Okay.
But you're spending the majority of this game really just, don't get me wrong, I love being in the story and being able to but like, I got a game. Like, I want to get in and actually...
You want to play the game.
I want to play the game.
It's a visual novel.
And it literally is just, it was more of a novel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if that was the case, like, y'all could have just made that either a show or it could have been like a movie.
Is that as far as you got? Just those 5 hours and you quit? You gave up?
I probably got like, maybe like, would say like 7-8 hours. Yeah. But then as I was just going through the majority of the thing. I'm just reading through banter between characters, picking directions to walk, and then eventually finally getting to some gameplay. And then the gameplay only lasts like 5 minutes. And then I'm right back into reading between characters. I was like,
that sounds terrible.
Garbage.
That sounds terrible. Sin?
Yes, sir. What? I have a very easy one for most disappointing game. That's Saints Row. This thing was the brokenest, most jankiest, most we can't get into a co-op session for an entire hour. Don't get me wrong. We had fun. We pushed through and beat it. But between the glitches, the connectivity issues, oh my gosh, we would fight for like 30 minutes just trying to get in the same game together. Only
that. Yeah, I could.
A lot of issues with it. Had fun, got through, completed it, but
it was a hard playthrough.
It had enough glitches and connectivity issues on my side to put a serious damper on it.
I hear that. I don't really have a most disappointing game. I don't. Everything was pretty cool. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good there. Okay. Most disappointing backlog media. Jokes.
So sad part is I made a list because the backlog is dumb stupid.
That's cool because the backlog is what it is, but like
I never got Rings of Power. Like I did not get a chance to watch that, and I'm really disappointed in not getting to see that. Okay. You know what, Sen, I'll pull one of your moves. And since anime apparently is a second category and it's not a TV show, Spy Family Season 2. I haven't got to touch that yet.
Oh, really?
Yep. I've not had a chance to touch Season 2. Now,
you just keep going through whatever you got in your like anything. It could be, it don't have to be anything. And you can just
another Star Trek show, Star Trek Lower Decks. I have not finished the last season that came out this year, and Lower Decks is absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Switching type of media, like comics, I just haven't dove into like I used to, but like the Power Rangers comic, they have expanded the world of Mighty Morphin in a way that I could only dream of as a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan. Like I heard just from like, I still keep up with certain events and things that happen within the comics just because it's what we do. But hearing like, say, the likes of, I know most people are familiar with Lord Zed, like things have gotten so bad within this universe. Lord Zed has had to team up with the Power Rangers and Zordon. I'm like, what? Like it's gotten that bad. Yeah. And so that's something I do want to jump into and kind of work through. Like anime, I'm trying to keep up. Like sometimes I don't know how you and Noah do it. And I still watch a lot, but like I'm just now getting ready to finish up Stone Ocean JoJo. I hated the way that they released it in these blocks. The thing, like if they'd have released each episode, I feel like one episode a week, I feel like it still would have covered the same time it took them to release it in these chunks for it versus just like Netflix won't let you just binge everything. Like if you're going to let us binge everything, just let us binge everything. But I kind of pulled your move. I'm just now powering through the whole entire thing. But my anime list is ridiculous. But like the Bleaches, like the couple Bleach I'm caught up on just because I've been waiting for that for so long. My Hero I'm caught up on. One Piece I'm a few episodes back. That's probably anime is probably the majority of what my list really is because there's just so much of it that I can understand why you want to say its own category, but there's just so much of it.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fire.
You have games in the backlog?
actually didn't. You know what? I didn't go through games as much. I've downloaded a couple of things like but see, most of them they're not 2022 releases. I'm kind of going back in. Yeah, I'm kind of just going back in, going through some of those. But for this year, like say like we were talking about like Game of the Year from like the Game Awards, I've at least a lot of those games have touched in some shape or form, whether it was got in, played it for a little bit just to kind of get a feel of it. Like I like Tunic. Like Tunic started playing through, like I played a little bit. I was like, this is a chill, just like not overthinking your brain. You just kind of get in and you just kind of do when you go through it.
Oh, keep playing. That joint gonna frustrate you.
Oh, damn. But I would say
it gets a little Dark Souls.
Oh, I got a little bit better Elden Ring. I've been playing Elden Ring. This Joe's making me change the way that I like normally play typical games.
I dig it.
But
I dig it.
I'm working through it.
Okay. That's fair. Sin, let's run that backlog, buddy.
Let's see. 2022 backlog. Movies, I got 2. One is Everything All at Once. Thank you for reminding me about that. I had to add it to the list.
That goes on the
I
list.
forgot about that one. Only other movie that I want to see that I haven't seen this year is Ambulance, because I'm a sucker for Michael Bay and explosions. So that looked like some late night cheesiness to just let me have a good time. But those are the movies that that my backlog is. Games, High on Life. I've only had a chance to look at it.
Ooh, I actually played that. That was fun. That was fun.
Pretty much the same thing with Bayonetta 3. Just had a chance to look at it and not get into it too heavy. And Soul Hackers 2. I'm really looking forward to getting into this because it takes place in the same world as like Shin Megami Tensei, if I'm saying that correctly. And
Shin Megami Tensei, the same Persona 5.
Persona 5. It takes place all in that same universe. And apparently the first one came out like on PS1 or PS2. So they finally released the 2. So I would have picked it up.
Megami Tensei?
No, I think the first Soul Hackers. Soul Hackers.
Oh, okay.
This part 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So finally did the part 2. So I figured let me get into it because I want to, I like that world, I like those games. So I'm really looking forward to getting to that. TV shows, Rick and Morty. I'm severely behind on that. So I want to catch up on Rick and Morty. The Legend of Vox Machina. I've been told to check that out. So I always, one of those always go past and I see them like, I need to sit down and watch that. And the Terminal List, I'm looking forward to checking up on Amazon. I heard that was pretty good, so I want to see that. Anime, I'm actually proud of myself. I don't have a backlog pretty much at all. I have pretty much been keeping up with them, at least all the popular ones I see everybody talk about. Unless something sneaks in when the awards come around, like, oh, didn't hear about that one, let me go check it out. I'm kind of caught up, and it's like the first year this has ever happened. So I'm kind of proud of myself for, sticking in and watching them every week and getting to them and all that kind of stuff. And the biggest thing for me is probably music in general. I don't know who anybody is anymore. I hear a song now and then. I'll add it to the playlist. I hear them talking about people. I don't know. I don't listen to music as much as I used to, but I want to let me get back in and find these new artists out there doing these R&B projects that I like and stuff like that. So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to doing in 2023 is getting just my music chops back.
I dig it.
That's
mine. Kept it simple. Games, Dying Light 2. Itching to get into that.
That came out this year?
Yep, right at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out at the end of last year.
Okay.
So that came out this year, and it just the way that people have been talking about it is like, all right, I really do need to go ahead and play it.
Might be on sale.
Huh?
I said it might be on sale end of the year.
It was on sale.
Oh.
But I was like,
meh.
So all right. So on maybe you don't know. When you go into the game store on the Xbox, you can add stuff to your wish list. So anytime something that's on your wish list goes on sale, you get a message.
Your message
pops up. It'll tell you, hey, there's 2 or 3 games in your, in your wish list that are on sale. So it's in my wish list, and I just go and I look when it is, and I'll be like, it's probably gonna go a little lower.
I've been doing.
And here's the reason why I haven't pulled the trigger. It's just because there's so much to play. Like I'm playing so much other stuff that, like, it's like even if I buy it right now at this price, like I'm not gonna play it right now. So it
I'm like that all the time now. Yeah, that's the reason I haven't pulled the plug on God of War yet. So like when I buy it, when I get
that's all gonna be a minute before.
Game Pass is just making it so that there's almost always something that like just kind of pops up out of nowhere. And I'm like, let me try this, and then I'm like, yo, this joint is kind of fire. So, so yeah, movies. I don't have anything on the backlog that I'm like, oh man, I need to see that. Like I'm good. Comics. There is a joint running now called Spider-Man: The Dark Web. That like
I've heard a little bit about.
I need to get in there, and I need to just do it. I just got to get in there, and I got to. I'll get it. And then TV is Rings of Power. Mm-hmm. I started it, but I didn't finish it. Okay. Something else happened. We were doing spoiler boys about something else, or something was going on. It was just like, it's cool. Really, I don't have time. And
that's a really good show.
It just didn't. I couldn't complete it. So that's my backlog. My backlog.
The backlog.
Some Bullet Train.
I haven't seen Bullet Train. I do want to see it. I haven't seen that yet, but I think that now is on like Peacock or Paramount.
Bullet
or something
Train
like
is
that.
In my list somewhere on this list. You're gonna hear about it in a little bit.
Okay. Mama Doyle said that.
Right. See.
Doctor Who. Boruto should be on your list.
So Boruto, issue with that is right. Like finally, they're getting ready to get into an actual arc. I gave up on Boruto.
Jokes. It has been 250 episodes. Put that dog out of his misery.
Dog. I stopped watching. I stopped watching. But now that they're going to animate the Sasuke storyline inside of Boruto, I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna pick up from that. And then
no, it's in its own anime. The Retsudan.
But apparently it's within the like it's going to be told within Boruto, I believe. It's not its own like standalone. Like it's going to be Boruto in line. I think that's from what I'm understanding.
I think it takes place in the timeline. It's just a separate anime, if I'm correct. But continue. Oh no, that was all the post. That was all the chat stuff people.
And as you just like, I love Naruto, but Boruto just I can't.
I get it. Boruto's trash. Jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite swag you picked up at a con this year?
Death of Color, awesome con. I got this gigantic artwork that he did of the Power Rangers.
Where is it?
You
lost it.
Nope. I just didn't want to pull it out, but I got it because this thing was hard to wrap up. But I had to see. I still had it over. I was like, pretty sure this is it.
Yo, if he pulls out a completely different joint.
I don't remember how to get this shot.
When you put your finger in it, twist it, turn it, loosen it, and then slide it out. I had a lot of movie posters for a long time, but
yeah, let's see. Let's see how this is even going to. Yeah, this is it. So
you probably not gonna be able to see it.
You probably won't, but like if I do it slow enough or do it like, you probably will be able to get.
Hey dog, you need a frame and you need to put that.
Oh yes, this is gonna get. I've left it in the thing entirely because I just don't want it to get. This thing is absolutely amazing. All right, you guys have to just say it. But yeah, this is gonna get framed and go up. This is by far my favorite pickup for this year. And of course, like these joints were numbered because this was I got number 39 of 100 because of course he made prints. I didn't get the original. The original he has was actually the original is beautiful, but
I know. Oh, I know. Allison, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Sin, let's go. Show it all, baby. Let's go.
Favorite con swag. I got a lot of fresh One Piece stuff this year, so it's definitely going to be something One Piece. I was just trying to figure out where to go, but only one thing made sense.
You already know. Yeah, I know
man right here.
let
me get my captain. This has been,
go ahead, take that thing on that wall there now. That what?
This has been years in the making.
It has been years in the making.
Yes, Auditorium finally did it for me. Got it just at Ocean City Comic Con.
The big screen. Like
the big screen.
Let's see. Hold on.
There we go. Drop this just to make you laugh. There we go. Yeah, good old Captain Luffy, from my Auditorium collection. So we're going to start getting the shards together so I can place them up around here. But for now, that is its permanent home. It is not leaving that spot. You will see it all the time. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Let me see.
Captain, my Captain.
Let me see if the black lights. There we go.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, turn them other lights out, bro.
It's hard to see it.
Yeah.
You might have to douse the other lights in order for that joint to really work, but
make it dimmer. That help any?
Nah, it ain't gonna. Actually, the jacket does pop a little bit.
Yeah, the jacket pops, and like some of the white around his eyes and hair pop too.
To see it, yeah. That's one of those things that, like folks, if I know you've seen us, you have to go to Auditorium table and just see like his stuff on the spot with the black light in person. Like,
yes, but that is my favorite piece of con swag that I got this year.
All right.
For you, Jokes.
Gotta wait for that 70% off framing coupon. That's right.
Hey.
That's real. All right. So it's weird, but it's kind of a twofer. So if you look in this corner right here. So I already had this Princess Mononoke piece from Zifa. I didn't have this one. So it's kind of a twofer because of anime that I'm generally willing to spend money to buy stuff for. That's the one. So between that joint, of course, the Auditorium piece. So I took that joint down. Same joint because it's almost the same joint. Like, it's almost the same joint, but of course, that joint with the it's got the black light up eyes and all that. But for this year, I didn't get a lot at conventions this year. I feel like I bought less posters and stuff like that than I did at any other joint, any other year. There was a bit less of that, but those are the joints. I mean, this joint's cool just because it's just like Chadwick is so. This joint just so. Just because it has all the different versions. Mixed in with it is really dope. But yeah, chill this year. All right, so I guess Kay's not coming. All right, Jokes, what's the most overhyped thing this year?
Probably the metaverse and NFTs. No, there's been some serious hyping things that have been going on this year for him, and I don't get me wrong, the metaverse and stuff is going to evolve. It's going to be more of a thing, but I think as of right now, that joint was overhyped to the T this year. Like, I feel like everybody is trying to get into the NFT thing, and it's just Dog, don't get me wrong. There's a couple that I've tried. I wanted to collect and see if I could get a piece of, but the cost of some of these NFT things is just downright disgusting. Sid, I had told you about Attack on Titan has an NFT collectible trading card thing that they were doing.
Yeah,
but dog, they have like different tier packs that you can get. There's like the basic one, and then there's like these ones that are like for some of the major events that have happened. So the price of the packs range from $10 to like $500. But in order to get like those the super rare ones, you're spending like $500, but you only got like 2 cards in that digital pack. I'm just like, no, not
happening.
Not happening. Ain't gonna happen. Sam?
Actually couldn't get one for this year. Couldn't think of anything.
No most overhyped joint.
Couldn't think of nothing.
Cool. Most overhyped thing this year was Black Adam.
What you mean? Changing the hierarchy of power. What you talking about?
Hype. Listen. They've been hyping that joint since 2010, dog. Since 2010, they've been talking about this joint. And this year was like, oh, it's coming. The hierarchy of power is changing. The DC fandom joint that this man was standing on a little stage with a... Hey, come on, dog. Hey, come on, bruh. You hype training. Get out of here. It was cool. Like, we all know The Rock. Like, if you if you watched The Rock, like, do what he did, like, be the WWE superstar that he was, he was already the king of hype. Like, Slim gets hype. He hype stuff. I feel like he was on Rocky Maivia mode. Like, he was in there.
Nah, you bugging. You bugging, Zay. Stranger Things deserved it. That was fire.
I mean, I feel like most people did it, but like, yeah, if it didn't, listen, Black Adam was like,
he was selling it everywhere. Yeah,
selling it, dog, just selling it. This dude was on every talk show, and like, I'm watching these joints, and it's people, they bringing in people like, man, this dude fed 100 homeless people. He blah, blah, blah. They bring him on, let him meet The Rock. And The Rock is like, man, what you doing for the community is so great. I also love doing things for the community. I'm giving you tickets to see Black Adam.
It's for the community.
That's who we do. Hey, dog, you out here feeding the homeless and saving lives and doing whatever. And my man is like, I also like to save lives.
You can go watch his
whole family can go see Black Adam. What? All right, dog. Hype, bruh. So hype, dog. I watched this joint. This dude, The Rock, went on Kelly Clarkson. They had this dude who like went viral on TikTok. He like a young dude. He like keeping the Samoan tradition on Hawaii alive, fire eating and doing the dances and all that. They bring him out. They talk to him for like 20 minutes, get him on stage, have him do the dance and all that kind of stuff. And they like, we gonna have somebody come out, you know what I'm saying, to meet you or whatever. The Rock come out, the crowd, like, my man like, oh, snap, it's The Rock, whatever. And he's like, man, I love what you're doing. I love that you're keeping our Samoan traditions alive. It's awesome. I think it's so great. And because you're doing something so great, I'm gonna invite you to the premiere. This man was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a scholarship, or we gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I'm inviting you to the world.
Here's some tickets to see Black Adam.
Oh, that's too funny.
Huh?
Oh man,
so much hype, dog. Now I'm just gonna start sending y'all interviews. Hey, dog.
Hey, look. I know exactly what you're talking about, Gay, because that drives me crazy about him. He did it with what's it? The Fast and Furious spinoff that he had.
Hobbs joint, Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, watching it. And look, this one I was ready to throw the movie away. As soon as we got to the climax, like, yeah, we got to go home to Hawaii. I'm like, bro, come on now, dog. We don't need this here.
What you mean? He had to go. It was about family.
Bro, no. It was so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. One of my favorite worst things I've ever seen, probably.
They let that man rap once. All right, so hey Joe, what was your favorite snack bite this year?
Oh man, I had to say it was one we did a kind of impromptu. When me and Sin was at Otakon, was with the Gamer Sups, their GG. And we tried a couple different ones, but the one that was like hearing the name of it was automatically like I don't know. We tried one called Guacamole Gamer Fart 3000. Let me tell you, it is so delicious.
It really is.
It is so delicious. And Sin, I will tell you this: that bottle. I am still drinking. I'm still drinking from it. Like I'm still making. Like this is probably the longest lasting type of these drinks that I've ever had.
My Kyle's guilty pleasure. I still got plenty of.
Dog, hands down was probably one of the best drinks. You know, I'm gonna say energy drinks because like I've gotten off of a lot of like the monsters, the ones like that because they're just horrible, but. This one is like, even though you use the powder and you shake it up real good, it's so smooth. You don't get that powdery taste. I was like, this was it right here.
I dig it.
I forgot about that. That was a good one. It definitely was an Oreo. I believe for me, it was the Toffee Crunch Oreos we did with Laney, if I'm correct, at was it Awesome Con? We did it, I'm thinking so. But yeah, we did these Toffee Crunch Oreos. I can't remember if you all liked them or not. I want to say I don't think everybody was a fan of it, but I particularly really like this one. A little bit over the Neapolitan ones that we just tried recently, which were also good. But I think those toffee ones were the ones for me this year. So that's my favorite.
All right, so check this out. While we had a blast doing the Neapolitan Oreos at Ocean City, because Ghosty Muffin is Ghosty Muffin. But I'm going to tell you what. My favorite joint this year, I didn't even try. The Mega Sour.
That was this year.
Mega Sour joint. That Zayna. Was Zayna ate that joint, dog?
Face said it all.
Reels.
Yeah.
Yeah. That joint was just like, all right, I'm not doing it. I mean, I had already done it before. Yeah. But yeah, that was a classic. That was an instant classic. Instant classic. All right. Your favorite interview jokes? We did this year.
I said King Chris when we was at Otakon. Dude, super cool. And you know, what's really thing like after like in the beginning, you know, he asked like, "Oh, you guys do this? Like, you guys do these interviews?" Like, because at first, I guess he thought we were just like some amateurs coming in here and doing this. And you know, after we finished, he was like, "You know what? That was real cool." like my man was really amped after we did the interview for it, and it was one of those that was.
First
it was
of
just
all, we haven't had nepotism Oreo.
What is that? Nepotism Oreo?
Yeah, we ain't getting them either.
You make them. That sounds like some third party company that's just trying to spoof Oreo. Like they ain't gonna make this, so let us do it for them.
I don't have nothing, but you can come get some of this Crackling Oat Bran.
I found them at Shoppers, Zayna.
Oh, really? The nepotism Oreos you found at Shoppers?
Hey, look, I know the ones I talked about. I ain't talking about the nepotism Oreos.
But yeah, the King Chris joint was super clean. And you know, it's like when we talk to a lot of the like, you know, the high profile guests that we go to. I mean, everyone for the most part when we talked to him is real cool, but he was super down to earth. Like we even had a little bit of a conversation after the interview was over, even though, you know, they try to like, okay, you guys only got this amount of time or whatnot ever, but he was the one that was really egging and driving that conversation afterwards. So it wasn't like they could really say, oh, y'all need to get out. But no, he's the one that's asking us the questions right now. And we're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk as long as we can with King Chris right now. But King Chris.
Cool. All the ones where K used Rossi, dog. Oh man. Sin.
Favorite interview from 2022. I think for me, it's Anime USA. It was Chris Patton. We had put in to get some interviews in, but they never hit us back. So me and Jokes were out there hitting Anime USA, doing our thing, and all of a sudden, Jokes checks the email. It was just something, just said check it, and they're like, "Hey, want to interview?" And then we had two of them, him and Emilio, like back to back, like, "Oh, we got to do this kind of like now type of thing." It was the reason why this was my favorite one. One, because we had a really good conversation, and the fact that we got hit with it late, it was smooth as butter. When I went in there, went in there, sat down, it was so cool. Like we just sat back, chilled, chopped it up, hit him with the questions or whatever. Like it was just so smooth and so easy. And it's just after doing this for all these years, I think it was that one that like I don't know, we're just like clicked, like okay, we got everything like 30 minutes. All right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? It just went up there and sat out. It just flowed into it with no problem. Like it just felt so good, just feeling that when I knocked that one out. And like I said, also veteran voice actor, been around for a long time. And hopefully looking forward to seeing him in the next season or core of Chainsaw Man. I'm just saying,
yes,
hashtag Chris Patton for Chainsaw Man. Just saying, let's get it going. But great conversation.
You watch the English dub?
Absolutely.
Oh man,
I like watching both nowadays.
Yeah, some shows right now, the English dub and they're
really good.
They're really fire.
They're really good.
So I think for me it was Alexa. Just because we had never had to do an interview like that before, a round robin style interview. It was like super high profile. The way they did it, like bringing her in the room and all that, and like we kind of had to, for lack of a better way of saying it, we kind of had to like instruct how it was gonna go. Like, all right, she's gonna sit here, so cool, I'm gonna sit here, let's get a test. Like we were doing setups for everybody else.
I had to help my man next to me set his camera up and be able to figure out how to use it. I was like, apparently he wasn't the one that normally does that.
Yeah, because this other guy was doing a different interview that was at the same time.
So I literally had to get him set up and situated so he would be able to get recorded. Otherwise, we were literally in this process of starting. Like I had already got ours recording, and B was ready to just go ahead and ask the first question. My man was like, I can't get this joint to start recording. I was like, what?
I got you, brother. Yeah, it just they were good questions. She was real cool, very down to earth, and like that, the banter. I think that I try not to ask regular questions, quote unquote. So they're a little more unorthodox, I think, compared to what she's used to getting asked. So I think they were just a little more enjoyable. And so then when we did see her just like walking around, it was easy to just go up to her and be like, oh yeah, hey, can you do a picture? Or hey, what kind of shoes are those? Or they even came and found us when they were looking for a particular thing at somebody's booth, like, hey, where do we go to get the such and such? Oh yeah, it's at that booth, and we were just getting ready to go over there to shoot another interview. So I think it was just kind of cool that we, again, in terms of doing something like that was round robin, we just kind of have everybody kind of asking questions, kind of getting that opportunity was just real different, I think, from everything else that we did. So that's a standout one for me.
Okay.
All right, I'm going back the other way around. Sin. The moment that made you forget your screen isn't listening.
Oh yeah. I had a few of those this year of yelling at the screen when seeing things go down, seeing things happen. I had a few of those, but the biggest one this year by far is All of Us Are Dead. Lord, let me tell y'all, I screamed at the TV for 11 straight episodes, probably. In this 12 episode series on Netflix.
Hey, bro, that's not a moment. That's a show.
Yes.
You be cheating.
Can I try? Can I give him an example? Can I try to show him how it's done?
Sure, try.
Chainsaw Man. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna get super into details because I'm not gonna spoil anything. They have a scene where literally a whole bunch of people get killed. And it's the characters you don't expect. You don't expect the characters. So
hey, you just had a moment, bro.
And I'm literally sitting here like the first time it happens to somebody, you're kind of like, oh, damn. Well, okay. And then the scene switches to the next one. It's just like, oh, we going like this right now. And then the scene switches again, and like another 2 people get killed. I'm like, wait a minute. We're just going through like squad and just killing everybody. No. And that was the end of the episode. So when the credits started rolling, I'm like, yo, you are not going to end this episode like this and make me wait another week.
Mm-hmm.
That joke had me yelling at the screen. Same thing. There's other moments. Chainsaw Man has a bunch of them. But that particular one.
I see.
I have one specific one. Okay. Just one specific.
I love you,
dog.
Season 1. Yo, this is season 1.
I will take that one. I did that. That's all. I'll eat that one. Did that on me. Yep.
Okay.
But my one specific moment from this year that I yelled at the TV is the finale of Demon Slayer. That last fight. That episode 10 was one of the most incredible action sequence I've seen all year long, by far. Visually, it is one of the most amazing things I've seen all year, by far. And it just bumped up that show on so many levels on the production quality for me, and appreciated like what Ufotable can do. Because that was, I don't know if you've had a chance to see it yet, Jokes, but I
haven't finished it.
That fight is so amazing, but the build up to where just that last push is one of the most incredible things you will see on TV this year, period. Like, it's just amazing to watch. So that would have me on the edge, like hype, getting like sight, standing up, getting hype off of it. So yeah, that was the one for me.
All right. I dig it. And for me, it's Bullet Train. It's a scene at the very end of Bullet Train. Again, I don't want to ruin it, but somebody gets hit by a car, and it's like super unexpected. It comes out of nowhere, and when I say Slim gets hit, it was one of them joints where it happened. It was like, oh yeah, like it was a whole moment. If you haven't seen Bullet Train, just watch it. Like it's not a great movie. It's just stupid fun. Mm-hmm. It's just like, it really is exactly what you think it. Like they don't oversell it. It is exactly what it's supposed to be. And people get bodied all through that. Like it just like all through that joint. So Bullet Train.
Zane said, first time watching Attack on Titan for the first time, the Levi versus the Beast Titan. That was incredible.
Listen, every time Levi fought the Beast Titan in the show was a damn moment.
He's talking about Game of Thrones right here. I know he's talking about. You're talking about the last episode of Game of Thrones. Yeah. That was. I know, but I know that was a moment as far as like. a lot of the Game of Thrones people I saw talking about like this moment right here, like, yeah, this is not going to be good. So, and yeah, the way that turned out.
I dig it. Most surprising news story, jokes.
For me, it was the passing of JDF. Like that literally, like that came on us up at Anime NYC. And I had seen, I saw a post, and I don't jump to conclusions off of seeing one person posting it because there's nothing official or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But then it was like certain pieces of the puzzle start getting put into place. So I was thinking about, like, we ended up, me and Sin left on, well, we went Friday and Saturday in Anime NYC. Sunday was supposed to be the big Bleach panel that had most of the hey, look who it is, the primary cast in there, and Johnny Young Bosch, who does the voice of Ichigo, who was Adam in Power Rangers, pulled out from doing the big panel.
Right.
So that was one of those pieces of the puzzle. I'm like, oh man, maybe he just got the actual word in kind of pulling back. And then a little bit later on, it was a little while later in the day before we got the official announcement. But there was just small pieces of the puzzle that were getting put into place. But for me, it was the passing of JDF this year.
Yeah, Candace said the passing of Twitch. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
That just, that just hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime BTS had any news this year, absolute whiplash all year. I feel that. You struggling. Struggling.
Dog.
Struggling.
This show is tripping.
Struggling. Welcome to the show, Kay.
What's up, man?
Good. It was good. I thought y'all was good.
Glad you made it. We almost done.
No doubt. I did the last part. Yeah. I mean, I could run through mine, but I'll let y'all do what you do.
Sin?
Si, senor.
Most surprising news story?
For me, I'm gonna go with Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. Like, to just wake up in the morning, get ready to go to work, and you just see it on the timeline. Hey, yo, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Wait, what?
What?
What did I miss last night? Okay, this is what people are hearing about. You know what I mean? But there's no proof. Oh no, there was proof.
Evidence. There is evidence.
There was a lot of proof.
There was a lot of angles, a lot of proof, a lot of hot mics. Yeah, but just going through that whole thing and seeing that play, like, yo, are you serious? Like, this man got something's going on that is just too crazy. Just watching all of that unfold and still unfolding, something about it is just crazy. And the day when we get to hear Chris Rock talk about it from his angle will be interesting, I would say.
He has a new comedy special that's coming on Netflix in January.
Yeah. I mean, yo, like, for real, in terms of, like, cultural importance, like, we watched Will Smith kill his career.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just like
that quick
in real time. Like, I don't know if we've ever like, we've seen people get dismantled. You know what I'm saying? Like, Me Too movement, names start coming out, accusations start flying at people, and like piece by piece by piece, it slowly unravels or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That joint happened in the very long, slow walk up the stage.
Yes.
And it was like a lot of time to think about what you're going to do when you get there. And like, knowing what that kind of situation is like, you don't went up there now. You can't not. And listen, I'm going to tell you something. I watched that joint probably 100 times.
We all did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I watch that joint, what I know for a fact is when he stood up, he had every intention of punching that man. Like, he was going to try to knock him out. That slap was him holding back because I'm at the Oscars.
Oh, yeah, that was this year.
All these people are watching.
It don't matter. You on the main stage, like.
Yep.
And then he just went back and sat down, like.
It's still
Name.
rapping.
Watch your effing mouth.
Right. All of that.
On a related note, the bar crawl that we have here in the city, they had the Halloween bar crawl not too long ago. The dude that won, he came in there last time with like the Akeem junk, dressed up like with the little mop and stuff like that from Coming to America. But he won this year because he came to the joint, some black pants on, dressed up as a big hand, and had the picture of Will going like this on that jump. So he won. He was the slap. That's what he came at.
Oh God,
that jump was crazy.
What did Five Fingers say to the face?
Yeah.
Domingo, do you have a most surprising news story?
I don't know if it's surprising. I think back on it passed away early in the year. A friend of mine passed away early in the year, and he was friends with a lot of good people. But I found out late, like 7-8 months after the fact, when somebody called me and asked me, did I know about it? But he was friends with Chucky Thompson. So I guess Chucky Thompson passing, it was like out of the blue, just like a lot of people. But I think because of the connection and what was going to happen between a friend of mine connected me with Chucky and try to actually talk up some other music stuff, getting to talk to him and getting to plan things together, but he got sick and that's out of the blue. So I think that for me was that. It's close. It wasn't close, but I wanted to meet him for so many different reasons, and then had a chance to talk to him. But then that just
I think for me the most surprising news story this year was James Gunn becoming like the CEO of
the dude.
Like, I don't know, dog. It just seems so left field. It was like, for real, James Gunn?
Yeah, two things for him. It's like, you know what? You the man.
I just was surprised. Like, because we had talked on this show about how they had announced and talked about how they had this 10-year plan. I remember going back and forth about it and being like, now you want to have a 10-year plan? Like, they had already talked about that. Like, and then they decided, we just going to bring in these two people. I think we need a Kevin Feige. Like, it was just so, why did it take you this long to figure it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
The catalyst was
like
there.
Like, I just think in retrospect, other than actually being surprised that the FTC is suing Microsoft to try to block that acquisition, because it doesn't make any sense. In terms of just pop culture, like, it just felt like it came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it didn't if you were on the inside, but
yeah,
it certainly blindsided a lot of people who thought they was getting ready to make some new movies.
What?
Surprise!
You fired.
I know we told you can make an announcement, Henry Cavill, but we shouldn't have.
Upon further review,
you ain't got no contract.
upon this,
how do you do that?
This hierarchy of power here.
That's another one of those overhyped The Rock moments of us like, we got Superman back. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
That quick.
You a liar.
James Gunn was like, yeah, about this hierarchy of power. I'm gonna enact my power, and none of this shit is gonna happen.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple joints left. So, favorite overall pop culture moment? Jokes.
The Wednesday dance. Hey. That joint broke social media.
Hold on. Have you tried to do it?
No. I ain't gonna lie. I've done like one hand motion or something like that. I was like, oh God. But nah, that joint has taken over, seeing, dancers trying to put their own interpretation on it and putting it on social media. People trying to just do the exact same thing that she did, but because she did that in the moment, it's kind of hard to
choreograph it. But like people be hitting that joint though.
They be hitting it, but it's just like I don't know. It was just the way that it was done, and we saw. I was like, wait, Wednesday get down like this? Like, hold up.
Facts. I was wholeheartedly expecting her to do Thriller.
I can see that.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them joints, dog. Culturally, like I don't think they can ever touch that again. Like you just can't. You can't plan it. Mm-hmm. You can't touch it. They can't recreate it. Like they do another season, whatever it is. Like they just can't. Yeah.
Go to the next thing. Like try to make the next one of something else. Just don't. You can't. You don't emulate trying to do it again.
Yeah.
Lightning in a bottle, dog. Like witness lightning in a bottle this year. Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite overall pop culture moment.
Favorite pop culture moment of 2022 is going to go to episode 1015 of One Piece. That was such an incredible, not just an episode of One Piece, but just overall seeing the outward portion from all sorts of communities on TikTok and Instagram, just watching this episode or watching even clips from it online, just being blown away like, dog, what this is One Piece? This is what y'all been talking about? Yes. Yes. And seeing Toei Animation, just the budget they are throwing at these episodes now are straight movie quality and higher. And this was one of those that they did that with. And even talking to somebody like Art by Quentin, just seeing it online, have never watched an episode of One Piece before, and seeing that episode has now started watching it from the beginning and going through the journey from the beginning just to understand, how do we get to this thing right here in 1015, this moment right here. It was animated beautifully, written beautifully. Like, if you're not a fan, I believe you can watch the episode and you'll be able to feel something. But just seeing all the new fans that have came out now from it, as a huge fan of One Piece myself, I appreciate it, and just all that fanfare around that episode. Yeah, that was my favorite moment.
Dig it. Domingo.
Oh, I don't have one.
No favorite overall pop culture moment?
Nah. Some of the things is like early in my list. I can't think of nothing. I wasn't able to.
So for me, it was the reveal of T'Challa's son. I think that was my favorite moment. Like, that just took everything that happened in the movie and all the stuff that was going on and just was like, it felt like closure. Like, it just felt like it was like I didn't see it coming. And it worked. Like, it worked. I think I felt better about that movie as a whole when that happened. Yeah, I think that's my like, I went back and forth about whether or not that was like my biggest surprise.
Okay.
Or just like my favorite, but yeah, I just think that stands out. Like, it's burned into my brain. Like that reveal in that moment. Like the Rihanna joint playing in the background. Like,
listen, that joint,
like it just
that hit you in the feet. Like, the feelings are all messed up in that moment.
Yeah. Jokes. Biggest surprise, bro.
I didn't have a big surprise. I mean, the JDF thing can kind of double, like in that feel. But I mean, actually, I would say, just like kind of like what you said, the James Gunn thing actually really was a huge surprise. Like, I didn't see when I woke up that morning, and that was the first thing that was on my feed. And I was just like, no, actually, that was middle of the day, I think, when I saw that. That was middle of the day. I'm just like, I had to read it like 3 times. I'm thinking, okay, James Gunn is just is he just directing something else that's coming out? I was like, oh no, he's Kevin Feige. He's Kevin Feige over here right now. And I was like, oh, so now, just like you said, after all this time, we want to steal the catalyst, and we're gonna try to work the catalyst. I'm like, there's some things and this is just not from an entertainment standpoint, but like in light, like when you see something that is working well, you could probably go ahead and emulate it, but put your own little 2 cents into it. But if it's working well on one side, you probably could make it work well on your side as well too. But yeah, maybe that. I think that probably would be just like kind of decides was the James Gunn thing. If it means just doing 2 projects for DC and then you just become the big boss, sure.
Sin?
My biggest surprise of 2022 would be the One Piece Times Square takeover. I don't think I would ever imagine in a million years to see something like that. Not One Piece. It would have been anybody, like even if it was Naruto up there, just having that shine in US, like seeing how far it's come. And of course, I'm so proud that it's One Piece that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? It just shows from when I started One Piece to nobody talking about it, everybody's talking about everything else, to now, here we are in Times Square, 2 nights, it's on every billboard, it's lighting up the whole thing, it looks beautiful, it's nothing but fans out there just having fun, celebrating, talking about it, just experiencing it. Like, to see something like that was the biggest surprise for me of 2022.
I dig it.
I dig that.
At Domingo, we made a decision that we were going to do biggest surprise after last night. We did that like right before we jumped in today. So I don't know if you have a biggest surprise, but do you have something that stands out as like the biggest surprise in pop culture for you for 2022?
Nah, this is pretty much, it would be my most disappointing movie as the biggest surprise, but not really. I mean, I don't have anything specifically to go with that. I mean, actually movie and it was trash. But other than that,
okay.
Nah, I don't know, it's a surprise though.
For me, my biggest surprise this year.
I take that back. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I take that back.
Well, you did mean to, but it's fine.
Yes, I did mean to. Vince McMahon. Pretty much. I gotta take that back. Having to step down and being removed as CEO of WWE. Now, as much as you know, the events surrounding it. What's good, man? The events surrounding, you know, you don't ever want to see someone get removed of power from something on the negative side or whatnot ever. But
I do it with Vince McMahon.
Exactly.
I'll be honest with you.
Like I don't care.
That's what I get it. I think that was the best thing that could have happened for the WWE. Yep. Like it was gonna be like literally this dude was gonna stay in his position until the day he died, and things were just not going to change. But the moment that he got separated from power, and Stephanie McMahon and it's another I can't think of his first name, took over, and then Triple H got full control of creative, and the amount of changes that he did literally within like the first week of being like almost every single person that was released due to budget cuts, he bought back. And that was just one thing in itself. But now we're starting to see some of the other pieces of him taking over. Like in a million years, as long as Vince was in control, you would probably never see some of these collaborations that are starting to show up that WWE is doing. Like I know for you guys, some of the names won't be like a familiar, but for some people out there, I know BP just jumped in the chat. Shinsuke Nakamura, of course, is under contract with WWE. Nick Khan, good look. That's under contract with WWE.
HPP
is going to take on the Great Muta in Pro Wrestling Noah to celebrate the Great Muta stepping away from wrestling.
Yeah.
In a million years, Vince probably would never have let something go down like that. Carl Anderson, who just recently came back from New Japan Pro Wrestling to WWE, under contract by WWE, but he's still champion in New Japan.
Which is
And I was for sure when he had to go back and defend the belt, I was like, oh, he's going to go back over and just drop the belt. He actually won. So he still has it. And he's going to be competing on their biggest card, Wrestle Kingdom in New Japan. I'm done. I don't know why that one, but
yeah, you almost ran out of breath.
Just
like that.
But that was the surprise. But damn it, if it didn't open up some doors that potentially we would never have gotten, like, I'm happy.
2022, dog. You said 2022 was a weak year.
Okay, maybe it wasn't such
I'm actually glad there's something wrestling on this list though, because I was waiting. It was like, come on, bro. Like, there's nothing wrestling so far. Come on.
Hey, that's it. Hey, listen, there's a ton of wrestling, but you know, with everything that happened, like if I go into wrestling and start doing it, I will be talking like crazy. Like BP brought up I'm doing it right now. Brought up the Cody Rhodes coming back to WWE. Like my man was an executive vice president over at AEW. Like
and walked.
It walked.
Yeah.
It came back to WWE. Like, sadly, he came back and like literally the first big match. He ended up
got injured,
tearing his pectoral muscle and had to get surgery on. But his return should be happening because we're coming up to the Royal Rumble, and that kind of aligns with the time frame that they were giving to it. So he'll probably get that nice little big return for the Royal Rumble. But
you know so much about this. You should have like a show or something sometimes.
Oh, the refresh of it is there's some big things for 2023. So yes, there's Wrestle Kingdom. Marcus, I'm sad that you're not in this chat right now, but if everything goes according to Matt Cardona is definitely crushing the indie circuit. Wrestle Kingdom is probably going to be our big thing to kick the year off with. Wrestle Kingdom always coincides. The only part that I hate with MagFest. It's the thing that always sucks because it's like we got to be at MagFest, and that joint is in the wee hours of the morning for us.
I've learned this year, Japan time is not fun when you got to watch something.
Welcome to the club, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, dog. My biggest surprise might be you being that excited for the last like 6 minutes, dog. you was amped, like you was rolling, Now, my biggest surprise this year was Miss Marvel. Love that show, dog. Came out of nowhere, and I don't think I was sure what to expect from that show. Like, even though we joked a lot about Moon Knight, you know what I'm saying, and like what it was gonna be, just because of how obscure he is or whatever, like. What I thought it was going to be is what it ended up being. You know what I mean? But like Miss Marvel, I think just hit again, like we talked about she became the MCU's Peter Parker because they technically don't really have one. There's some contractual things that kind of keep that, but having somebody that's young and is a teenager and is going through all of those things and in the streets and introducing their religion, their home life, like all of those things. It was all just done so well, and the editing, you know what I mean? Like text bubbles popping up as they're talking, seeing things pop up on the screen. Like it just was so well done. Music was dope. I was very pleasantly surprised by what they pulled off doing that show, and enough so that I'm almost disappointed that we're not supposed to get any more of her until the movie.
Marvels, yeah.
Until the Marvels movie. You know what I mean? Like the way that joint went, it was ripe for a season 2, and I would have been all about it. So I think that was my biggest surprise. What we didn't do, favorite pop culture moment 2022, just dope. It's not real until it's on a shirt. You know what I mean? It's not real until it's on a shirt. We didn't do unexpected pop culture crossover. Jokes, do you have an unexpected pop culture crossover?
I have 2. So just recently, Actually, damn, this could have actually been a part of it as well too. We're ending. Pokemon is ending after 25 years. Is ending their run with Ash. Actually, as the main character on Pokemon, but Pokemon recently has had all these collaborations with different major shoe companies. So Puma, and I think the other one was Reebok, if I remember right. Just having all these different shoes for Pokemon coming out on there. The other one, which honestly has just been ongoing since I can't remember what the first thing was in it, is Fortnite. Dog, like these dudes just this year bought even more.
I don't think anything is unexpected in Fortnite anymore.
Hey, listen, like there was a point like I know we joked about like Goku and all the anime characters, like yeah, look, one of them showing up in there. We were just having fun with it, and by damn it, they added all of them, in there. So like right now, like I've been playing Fortnite, so I'm literally running around as All Might with a dragon radar on my back, and while I fall out of the sky, I ride flying Nimbus. It's just absolutely cool. And then I killed jump. Dog, and then I killed somebody as Rick Sanchez, and I'm just like, yo, what is happening right now? Like everything that you could possibly imagine. I had Spider-Man came at me the other day. I'm like, why are all these combinations happening right now? And Fortnite is the only place right now in the world that you can have like anime, DC, Marvel, Star Wars, all this in one place and it not be a problem.
It's real.
Okay.
That's real. The only other place you can get that is at a convention or a comic book store.
True.
Welcome to our world. Sin, an unexpected crossover?
I don't have one.
All right.
For this year.
Domingo?
Now, Sam, I was going to say anything Pokemon as a joke, but
I wouldn't expect you to say anything Pokemon.
Nah, I mean that's literally what I was going to say. Anything Pokemon. Why would somebody do that anyway? But there you go. I don't know. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I don't think any of it surprises me anymore. Like these crossover events, Ninja Turtles and Batman, and you know what I mean? Like they just don't. Anything that happens now, like especially like clothing stuff, like having companies like Gucci and Coach and all of them like want to get on that bandwagon and have stuff like that. Like none of that really surprises me anymore. I might get excited when I might go, all right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think the thing that I do like about that stuff is that a lot of times they treat them like they know that people like us tend to be collectors. Mm-hmm. So they make them like one-offs. You know what I mean? Like we just doing a quick collection or whatever is here, and then it's not going to be perpetual. You're not going to be able to get these joints, whatever. Like they really dig into that. I think part of our brains that, but I don't think any of it surprised me. I don't feel like any of it is unexpected anymore. When that happens these days. So, man, I think that's everything.
Looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna do a quick rundown. No explanations, K. One at a time, we can wrap the show. But what was your favorite? You got a favorite game?
Oh, I had it up. Yeah. Favorite game was Asphalt 8.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movies tied up between Black Panther and Smile.
Favorite show?
Wednesday.
Okay. Favorite convention moment?
Doing my first interview.
What that mouth do? Nah, okay. I dig that. Let's go to most disappointing movie.
Most disappointing movie, I would probably think. Did I have a movie? No, I didn't have a movie.
All right, show.
No, my bad. I got a movie now. My fault. The Matrix, the new joint. Horrible.
Okay.
Oh, that was this year. Oh.
That was this year. That was this year.
We left that out. You're right. I might take it back, Black Adam.
Actually, it's always.
I know.
I might take it back, Black
Adam.
Adam.
I thought it ain't that bad when I think about that Matrix.
I mean, I like.
I might owe you a small apology, Black Adam. You still the most overhyped joint. That Matrix joint was garbage, dog.
Oh man,
that joint was utter trash.
It wasn't really anything really about it. I think the hype, not to go too much into it, because like you said you don't want to do that. I mean, the hype behind it as a fan of the movie that started me wanting to do anything film. And from the first one, the second one, the game, the actual Animatrix, how they tied everything together. Some people hated the second joint, some people hated the third joint. But each piece it told, it was the first movie that I know of, and probably ever, to tell the story completely through 3 different genres, 3 different type of mediums. And it did it well. Life, birth, and death. So you could left it at that. But for them to bring it back in the way they did, the preference of it, okay, I get it. But the whole thing just was like, it was trash in the beginning. It didn't really have anything about it. And they put that other dude that I hate, the actor. I hate that dude. He's the third Nathan Fillion to me. The black guy played Morpheus. So yeah. So that's, it was trash.
Yep.
Yeah, that was 2022. Trash. Most disappointing show?
Umbrella Academy.
I'll
say all the seasons, but definitely that last.
You be cheating too. The most disappointing game?
Nah, not really. I was gonna say a Jack game, but that's not disappointing. I just don't know how to play
it. Your backlog. Most thing you're disappointed about in your backlog you didn't get to. Games?
Having an Xbox like the One, whatever like that. I don't know what y'all guys gifted.
One.
Okay. Then I would probably say the other Mortal Kombat game. I got 11, but I wanted one of the other ones, so that's about all I can think about.
Movie you didn't get to watch?
Nah, I didn't have anything for a movie. Everything.
TV show?
TV show? Nah.
All right. Okay. Most overhyped thing.
That wasn't on. I didn't see that on the list though. But if I say most overhyped, God damn, what was it? Oh my God. It was something that we had. We talked about that you guys liked, and I thought that was just total like super hype. I forgot. It doesn't matter if I can't remember it. It wasn't.
Right. Favorite snack bite?
Oh, favorite snack bite by hands down the Neapolitan Oreos that we had. I gotta find
it. Favorite interview?
The one with Heidi, the photographer that had twin.
Yes.
I was like, what? Because I think what I said somewhere before that said I was like, man, only thing better than one is two. And I look over the side, it's like, what the? That joke was hilarious. Sim was gone. He had to walk away on that one though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Moment that made you forget your screen isn't listening.
Oh, the final scene from I think the last season of The Servant. I believe that was actually February 19th when I watched that. I know that day is infamy. But anyway, when she falls in the coma, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what that means. Now I need the nepotism. Come on, man. You have the nepotism on you.
So the last scene from The Servant when she fell slow motion because they grabbed.
They were Napoleon Oreos when Domingo was eating them.
I know.
want some of them Napoleon Oreos.
Mm.
Okay. Everything else, I think he was there for.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. News story, overall pop culture moment, unexpected pop culture, biggest surprise. Okay. So, Snackers, Snackettes, and Snack X's. 2022 is drawing to a close.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank y'all for hanging out with us. It's been a long show. It's late. I appreciate you all jumping in and throwing your answers and so forth out there. That's what we do it for. We love to, be able to converse with y'all, live and direct.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget that this Saturday, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., Popeyes and Pajamas. Right here on whatever you're currently watching us on, we'll be there. Asin, you have Jokes' job to do.
Yes, I do. Let's get to that.
While he's doing that, tomorrow evening, we have our discussion for Krampus for Loading Snacks Movie Club. So feel free to tune in for that, whether you have seen Krampus or not. Feel free to jump in. Good job, Sin. And now, Sin, you have your own job to do.
Yes, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, and Alex Lee. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Facts on facts on facts. Listen, again, we hope you all had a wonderful holiday and are continuing to do so. If you don't happen to join us for Popeyes and Pajamas on New Year's Eve, we hope you have a wonderful and very, very safe New Year's Eve. Please designate a driver or figure out where you're staying or whatever it is you need to do to stay safe. Please bear in mind that just because you're sober doesn't mean the other people on the road are sober. So if you can get somewhere and stay somewhere, highly recommend that that's what you do. Let other people have that if you can. With that said, we are going to close out this show. For myself, for Jokes, for Sin, for Domingo Fresh, we got to go. Jokes?
No.
Deliver the message.
No, that message is still yours right now.
I do the old one.
You said do the old one?
Yeah.
So remember, y'all, just because you have a well thought out plan doesn't make it a good idea.
That's facts. With that, we're out. Toodles and loose.
Loading Snacks.